lot last night. This time he didn't want to. His first read is to throw the ball, but took off there, got a couple of yards.
3rd and 3 for Commerce. Give it to Isaiah Simon going wide right around the corner, and we'll have the first down and run out of bounds over on the far side somewhere around the 35-yard line.
Picks up the first down. That is where they're going to spot it, at the 35. It's about 12 yards on the carry, wasn't it, John Mark?
Yeah. I've got 11. David Brooks on the tackle. He had 14 tackles in the ball game against Wolf City last week. So first down for Commerce from the 35-yard line. And the Tigers keep it on the ground. And it was Darren Beal, the quarterback, keeping the ball.
Yeah, it looked like he was trying to do a pitch out, but he saw some pressure on the defense, so he tucked it and tried to find some room to run, but the Leonard defense just swallowed him up.
Go ahead and give him a yard. So it is 2nd down and 9 from just inside the 35-yard line. Man in motion for Commerce is Carlos Aubrey. Handoff again to Isaiah Simon. He's the workhorse here early, but he is tackled again close to the line of scrimmage. And again, we see David Brooks, 210-pound senior, in on the tackle there for Leonard.
And there we had some mix-up in the backfield. That play was not crisp, did not get off to a good start, and it gave the Leonard defense time to hone in on the ball carrier.
3rd and 9 for Commerce. From the Leonard 34-yard line, pass over the middle. It is tipped and intercepted. And the interception by Cam Armstrong for Leonard, with the tackle by Ashton Seal. And Commerce gives the ball back, trailing 6-0 with 9:33 left to go here in the first quarter.
And I'm not sure what happened there. Either some miscommunication by Beal and the receiver, or it just sailed on him, but the ball looked pretty, so I think maybe the receiver cut his route off, or Beal just didn't get some arm on it. Had a receiver on the outside and one underneath, but neither one of them were close to it. 2 blue jerseys were.
Leonard at the 14-yard line in Leonard territory. Whistles as the ball is snapped, flags down, and we have a false start on the Tigers. This will push them back to the 9-yard line. Wow, it's been fast and furious, hasn't it?
Yeah.
59-yard run by Ja'Cory Bush on the first play from scrimmage. And then DJ Brown scored on the next play. So it's 6-0 Leonard. The extra point was no good. Tigers mounted a little bit of a threat there, but the interception on 3rd and 9. And now from the 9-yard line, 1st and 15. DJ Brown takes the snap. The Leonard quarterback going around the right side, making the corner and turning upfield. And Dre Gadla on the tackle there, the cornerback for the Tigers. Brown close to the original line of scrimmage at the 14-yard line, so this is 2nd down and 10. Snap to DJ Brown. Handoff to Braden Kramer, trying to go over the left side for Leonard. Not much there. And Ty Hoffman was there for Commerce. Also Brody Bauman. Maybe another couple of Tigers helping out on that tackle. So pickup of 1 to the 15-yard line. And this is 3rd down and 9 for Leonard. Ball between the hash marks as they move from our left to our right. DJ Brown claps his hands for the ball. In trouble, scrambling out to the left, looking to throw. Now passing and trying to reach Tyler Newby at the 35-yard line, but it is incomplete. Close coverage over there for Commerce. And so it's a punting situation for Leonard from the 15-yard line. It will be Braden Kramer, the place kicker, who also does the punting here. And deep for the Tigers, standing at the 50-yard line, is Ashton Seal. There's the snap, and the rugby-style punt lands at the 45-yard line. Takes a Leonard roll, still rolling, to the Commerce 43-yard line. Pretty decent punt there by Braden Kramer. To the Commerce 43. So that is a 42-yard punt.
So
Braden Kramer.
The interception for Commerce winds up being, if they were stopped and had to punt the ball and it got down there and they held them, that's about the same situation they're in here. But that interception, the second of the season for Beal.
Yeah, but the one last week was just almost meaningless. It was at the end of the game, 4th and 35, and just threw it up, just to, he had no other option. So I almost don't count that one. But, yeah, that one was not good on 3rd and 9, but it will happen. So out over the football, Henry Serrano for Commerce at center. Snap to Beal. Hand off to Isaiah Simon. Going wide left and out of bounds at about the 49-yard line in Tiger territory. So that's a gain of 6 yards or thereabouts. Yeah, make it 2nd down and 4. We're seeing Isaiah Simon at the tailback position here rather than Kendrick Greer. And there's a loose ball on the turf, and it is recovered by Leonard. And this is Trent Newby, defensive back, who recovers a bad exchange there between Darren Beal and Isaiah Simon. And the ball left on the turf and recovered by Newby. There's 2 newbies, by the way. There is a Trent Newby and a Tyler Newby, and I'm quite sure they are brothers. Trent is the junior, Tyler is the senior. And this was Trent Newby who recovered. Leonard with the football at the Commerce 46-yard line. Whistles as we get ready to snap the ball. Not sure what that's about, but I think we're ready to go again. So at the Commerce 46-yard line, Leonard leading 6-0. DJ Brown clapping his hands for the ball. Option play to the left side, pitch it to Ja'Cory Bush, and this time the Tigers ready for him. And Ty Hoffman is out there on the tackle, also Brody Ballman. And I think Kendrick Greer, Kendrick Greer had a part of that tackle. That's a loss of 1 back to the 47-yard line of Commerce. His threat set up on the fumble recovery moments ago by Trent Newby. Leonard leading 6-0, 7:23 left to go first quarter. Leonard from the spread. Snap to DJ Brown, the senior quarterback, to the right side, around the corner, down the sideline. 10-5 touchdown. Oh, my. 47-yard touchdown run by DJ Brown. 12-0 Leonard.
Wow. He's got some good blocking on the side, turned on the Jets. Had clear green grass all the way down the sideline for pay dirt.
An option play to the right side. He kept it himself. Opened up for him on the corner. And once he made the corner, there was pretty much nobody to stop him. This is the swinging gate. They're going to go for 2, having missed the extra point. And the option pitch here to Braden Kramer results in 2 points for the Leonard Tigers as they run it to the right side. They had all of the offensive line to the left, just the center, quarterback, and the back to the right, and that's the way they went. So it's 14-0 Leonard. 7:09 left to go in the first quarter. This is Tigers football on 88.9.
Support for K. TX.com.
And on the kickoff, it may be that Leonard has recovered in a fumble once again. The end-over-end kickoff going to Isaiah Simon, and he could not quite come up with it cleanly, and Leonard has recovered at the Commerce 34-yard line.
It looked like it may have been Trent Newby once again.
I think it was. Yeah, I think it was who had recovered
getting the ball.
The previous fumble. Good heavens. $14-0, Leonard. 7:05 left to go first quarter, and they're knocking on the door again at the Commerce 34-yard line. Haven't had a chance to recap that last scoring drive. Here they are again. Ball on the far hash, moving left to right, H-back, shifting behind the line, and a play into the line there, and tackle made quickly by two Commerce Tigers, Andy Jenkins and Henry Serrano. And that was for no gain at the 34-yard line. On some of these plays, Kevin, running plays, the Tigers looking a lot better than they did last week against Edgewood. But then they're just giving up the big runs to Leonard. So this is 2nd down and 10 at the Commerce 34. Again, ball's on the far hash. Handoff goes over the left side to Braden Kramer. And Kramer, short pickup to about the 30-yard line. On the tackle for the Tigers, that's Ashton Seal.
He's picked up about 2 yards there.
Yeah, I think I gave him too much credit there. He picked up just a couple of yards to the 33-yard line.
Just testing that Commerce line with some different running backs.
Here's 3rd down and 9. Pass out to the side. Cam Armstrong, who had the interception a while ago, makes a catch out in the flat, and looks like he'll be short of the 1st down. Henry Serrano getting out there from his defensive end position on that tackle, and also Deshaun Jackson. Here's 4th and 1. They're going to go for it. DJ Brown will carry it. The quarterback, he'll have it over the left side at about the Commerce 21-yard line or thereabouts. They pick it up on 4th and 1. And he gets to the Commerce 21-yard line.
Move those chains, yeah. The hurry-up offense, too. The big runs, of course, that's obvious to see, but those hurry-up snaps after big plays or in key moments are really working well for the Tigers.
Pass over the middle and broken up there by one of the Tiger defenders. I think that is Dre Gadlin who broke that one up. And the flag down, and we have a hold here against Leonard. So they had 1st and 10 at the Commerce 21-yard line. Incomplete pass, but now the holding penalty, pushing the ball back to the 31-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 20 for Leonard. 14-0, Leonard Tigers. Still 5:23 left to go in the first quarter. 2 touchdown runs by their quarterback, DJ Brown. One of 5 yards and one of 47 yards. Here's 1st and 20 from the Commerce 31. Brown play action, passing into the flat, and it is caught by Tyler Newby, and he is dragged down from behind by Carlos Aubrey, the cornerback for Commerce, at the 15-yard line. So that is a gain of 16 yards there. Now it'll be 2nd down and about 5 for Leonard. Boy.
Yeah, they're just moving it well.
They are just too strong to resist at the moment. 2nd down and 5. Handoff to Braden Kramer over the right side. Ball is loose, and that seems as if it was after the whistle, or before the whistle, I should say. And yes, it is a Commerce fumble recovery, and that's Dre Gadlin who comes up with a recovery for the Tigers.
I think he stripped it. He just went in for the tackle, grabbed the ball, took it out of his hands, and headed in the other direction.
So huge play there by Dre Gadlin for Commerce. As Leonard threatening again, already leading 14-0 on the march, and that had that 2nd down and 5 there. But Commerce gets it back at the 16-yard line. That's the first turnover produced by the Tiger defense so far this season.
It's a good time for it.
Yeah. In the nick of time, I'd say. Henry Serrano out over the football at center. Snap to Darren Beal in the shotgun. Beal fakes the handoff, and he is going to be swarmed back near the 5-yard line, but they're going to give him forward progress at the 10. That's Russell Murphy, 200-pound defensive lineman, who sacks Darren Beal for a loss back to the 10, so that's a loss of 6. And it'll be 2nd down and 16 for Commerce from the 10-yard line. Rough start here for the Tigers. Just over 4 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Commerce down 14-0. Man in motion from right to left. They fake it to him, pass over the middle, and it is off the hands of Brody Ballman in the ball game at one of the slot receivers for the Tigers. And incomplete, and it will be 3rd down and long for Commerce, 3rd and 16.
And right into his hands, too. He paused a little bit. It was delivered well. He was in position behind the defense. But he looked back, went up in the air, was a little bit behind him, but it was right in his hands. That's one he'd love to have another chance at.
Yep. 3rd and 16 for the Tigers from the Commerce 10-yard line. Man in motion. Left to right, that is Ballman again, the slot receiver. Ballman going to keep the ball and turns upfield for a short gain. Brought down near the 15-yard line. I heard a whistle indicating that there might be a flag down on that play, and yes, there is. And it will be a holding call against the Tigers.
And declined, of course.
Yeah, it would have been 4th down and will be 4th down because they declined the penalty. Still 4th and long. That was a 3rd and 16 play. Oh, gosh, he picked up not much out to the 16-yard line. Or make it the 12-yard line. I'm sorry, I'm not looking at that right. So this is 4th down and 14 for Commerce. This is the first time the Tigers have punted this season, I believe. Almost blocked. Darren Beal, maybe it was blocked. Darren Beal's punting for Commerce, and he was smashed by the rusher there. And if he, of course, touched the football, then there is no roughing the kicker call, and apparently there will not be.
Yeah, it definitely hit him, bounced straight up, and Beal went down as he sort of limps off to the side of the field, and we'll see how he winds up being. But
big rush up the middle.
Yeah, right into his face. Unblocked defender coming through there, special teams player, to block that kick.
So we have an injury on the field and a timeout. Let's take that break. Leonard 14, Commerce nothing, 3:42 left to go first quarter. Another threat here by the Leonard Tigers. This is Commerce Tigers football on 88.9.
Jared Knight here at your station, 88.9 KETR, and I just want to share with you a few scores from around the region. Sulphur Springs Wildcats are at Lovejoy tonight. The Lovejoy Leopards way out in front, 44-0, with 11 minutes left before halftime. Little Elm out in front of North Forney, 27-0, with 10 minutes left before the half. Liberty in front of Greenville tonight, 14-7, with 9 minutes to go in the first half. Looks like the Rockwall Yellow Jackets are defending home well against the Jesuit Prep Rangers. Rockwall 16, Jesuit 0. Looks like Sunnyvale over Wilson right now 3-0 with 5 minutes left in the first. Bells in front of Breckenridge 16-0 with 10 minutes left in the second quarter. With about 2 minutes left in the first, the Brock Eagles are out in front of the Community Braves tonight 6-0. Mineola in front of Wills Point right now 14-0 with 8 minutes left in the first quarter. It looks like S&S Consolidated is leading Callisburg 7-0 with 3 minutes left in the first quarter. Gutter in front of Pottsboro with 3 minutes left in the first quarter. It's 22-0 Gutter over Pottsboro right now. Honeygrove leads Whitewright 7-0. Let's see, Leonard, you know all about right now. Caddo Mills and Bullard are matched up in Caddo Mills tonight. Bullard leads 7-6 with 4 minutes left in the first. Bowles is in front of Como-Picton right now with 7-0 with 5 minutes left in the first quarter. Cooper Bulldogs defending home against Collinsville tonight. Cooper 13, Collinsville 0. Looks like Hooks in front of Winsboro. Hooks 15, Winsboro 6 with 3 minutes left in the first quarter. It's 7-all in Blue Ridge tonight, where Blue Ridge and Quinlan Ford Panthers are matched up 7-all with 7 minutes left in the first quarter. Rivercrest is leading Detroit right now 7-0 with 4 minutes left in the first quarter. Royce City Bulldogs out in front of the White House Wildcats 6-0 with 4 minutes left in the first quarter. It's Paris in front of the Salina 7-0 with 7 minutes left in the first. Canton over North Lamar right now. Canton 13, North Lamar Panthers 0 with 6 minutes left in the first. With 5 left in the first, it's scoreless. Bonham and Van Alstyne, and Farmersville in front of A-Plus Academy 20-0. Back to John, Mark, and Kevin in Leonard. Guys?
Okay, Jared, thanks very much. That's very interesting. Gunter leading over Pottsboro. I don't recall the score, but very, very wide margin there. All right, Leonard at the Commerce 6-yard line as we come back to play following the block punt. DJ Brown going wide left. Little shake and bake, and he is across the goal line standing up. No contest. His third touchdown already of the night. We still have 3.5 minutes left to go in the first quarter.
Wow. Again, just good blocking and good athleticism and speed to the outside.
DJ Brown now with touchdown runs of 5, 47, and 6 yards.
Wow.
In the first quarter. Leonard will again attempt the extra point, the point after touchdown kick. First one was no good. Tyler Newby is the holder. Well, it's a low snap, and he is going to be thrown down, Tyler Newby. Back at the 20-yard line. That is Kendrick Greer on the tackle for the Commerce Tigers. So they haven't had much luck with PATs tonight, and that's just about the only thing they haven't had luck with. 20-0 Leonard. 3:34 left to go in the first quarter, and this is Tigers football on 88.9. Braden Kramer, the low kick, keeping it on the ground. And it is fielded by Isaiah Simon for Commerce at the 35-yard line. So Commerce starting from the 35, trailing 20-0 with 3:33 left to go in the first quarter. Leonard led Wolf City at the end of the first quarter last week, 22-0, I believe it was. So it's business as usual here for Leonard this evening. We have to tell you, though, that on that block punt, it appears that Darren Beal, the junior quarterback for the Tigers, was injured, and he walked off the field on his own power, but with a considerable amount of assistance. So Ty Hoffman, the backup quarterback, is in the ballgame now for Commerce, and he is swarmed as he takes his first snap as a varsity quarterback and gets back perhaps to the line of scrimmage. We'll see where they mark it. And that is as far as he got, back to the line, so second down and 10. Ty Hoffman, honorable mention, all-district player as a tight end last year. And now the backup quarterback for the Tigers takes the snap. And the handoff up the middle to Isaiah Simon. Big hole. And Isaiah Simon with a big gain for the Tigers out close to the 50-yard line. And that will be a first down for Commerce. He reaches the 49. So that's 14 yards on the game. Tigers have been in Leonard territory once tonight. Snap to Hoffman. A little bit of confusion there. This is his first action at quarterback, but turns out pretty nicely as he sweeps around the right side, makes the corner, across the line of scrimmage, and out of bounds he goes in Leonard territory. And they will put it down at the 44-yard line.
Not a bad little run. Got some good blocking on the outside. Found a little bit of room to run.
So this is 2nd and 3. Snap to Hoffman. Fakes the handoff. Keeps it himself. Hoffman still on his feet over on the right side. And Hoffman
flag
across the 40 down to about the 33-yard line as Kevin points out a flag back down back at the line of scrimmage. And it's a holding call against the Tigers. So wipe out that nice game that would have given Commerce a first down. They're around the 35-yard line of Leonard. But instead, we have a holding call. And it's being walked off against the Tigers back into Commerce territory to the 46-yard line.
That took a 2nd and short to a 2nd and long.
Yep. 2nd and 13 will make it here from the Tiger 46-yard line. Tigers moving right to left. Snap to Ty Hoffman. Hand off to Isaiah Simon. Simon ducks a tackler. Off tackle now into the clear. Down the sideline over on the far side. And still on his feet as he hurdles a man and is out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. Big run there for Isaiah Simon. Tigers needed that. Oh, boy. That is first down and goal now for Commerce. And it looks like that is at the 9-yard line on this natural turf. A little harder to read the markings of the field. Leonard going to take a timeout. It's at the 7, 1st and goal for Commerce at the 7-yard line. Tigers trailing 20-0, 2:07 in the first quarter remaining. This is Tigers football on 88.9. Commerce Tigers football on 88.9 KETR on 1st down and goal from the 7. They give it to Isaiah Simon off right tackle, and he is gang tackled by 4 or 5 Leonard defenders, and he reaches the 6-yard line, so that is a gain of only 1 yard. Simon moments ago a 38-yard run to give the Tigers 1st and goal. Now this is 2nd down and goal from the 6. Ty Hoffman at quarterback. Handoff goes to Carlos Aubrey in motion from right to left. One of the slot receivers, and Aubrey crosses the line of scrimmage and is down to about the 1-yard line of the Leonard Tigers for a gain of 5 yards. And so this will be 3rd and goal for Commerce at the 1-yard line. Tigers down 20-0 to DJ Brown alone. Snap to Ty Hoffman. Hoffman trying to go wide right. And eludes a tackler in the backfield and is across the goal line for the touchdown. Cutting back. Nice run there by the backup quarterback, Ty Hoffman for Commerce. And the Tigers on the board. It's 20-6.
That was a good run there. It looked like it was Tyler Newby who got a hand on his jersey, tried to pull him down, but Ty Hoffman able to stay on his feet and plunge it forward and get that touchdown for the Tigers. Finally, busting that goose egg.
If I'm not mistaken, Ty Hoffman is the deep snapper here for the extra point, strangely enough. Wade Nicholson, defensive back last year, was the deep snapper. And here is the extra point block. Now that is a free ball, so look out. It is picked up by Tyler Newby for Leonard, and he may take this one back all the way. Tyler Newby, he's waving to the fans as he goes down the sideline. Leonard blocks the extra point, and Tyler Newby picks it up and runs it back for 2 points. Mercy. 22-6 Leonard. 59 seconds left to go first quarter. This is Tigers football at 88-9.
I'm Maria Hinojosa. Next time on Latino USA, part 2 of our
It's a 65-yard drive. No, 65-yard. Sorry, 65-yard drive for Commerce in 7 plays. 1-yard run by Ty Hoffman, who came in at quarterback for the Tigers when Darren Beal was injured on that block punt. Beal was punting, and the rusher came in and blocked the punt and wiped him out. And now Ty Hoffman at quarterback. Here is the kickoff now for Commerce after the blocked extra point was returned for 2 points for Leonard. Here's the return by Braden Kramer out across the 40-yard line to the 42-yard line. So Leonard, good field position again. 22-6 as Commerce scored on the 1-yard run by Ty Hoffman on an option play going to his right, cutting back. And then the extra point by Emmanuel Castillo blocked and returned by Tyler Newby. And I tell you, Trent and Tyler Newby have been extremely active tonight here for Leonard, as Trent Newby has recovered a couple of fumbles, and now Tyler Newby with that 2-point return for the Leonard Tigers of the blocked extra point. Here's a pass to the flat on the near side. It is complete and out of bounds at the 50-yard line. This is Justin Campbell who makes the catch, so that's a gain of about 8 yards to the 50-yard line. Ball square at the 50 on the near hash mark as the Leonard Tigers are moving from our left to our right. Leonard 22-6. And we've hardly had a chance to recap things here for you, but suffice to say it's been the DJ Brown show here in the first quarter, as he has scored all 3 touchdowns for Leonard. His second down and 3 play. Hand off to Braden Kramer. Kramer off the right side, now cutting back, will have the first down, brought down in Commerce territory at the 40-yard line. And Cody Jenkins making the tackle there for the Tigers. It's a gain of 6 yards on that play. Make it 7 yards as they give him the 44-yard line. So first down for Leonard. Handoff, Braden Kramer between the tackles. Across the 40 to about the 39-yard line of the Tigers, and linebacker Kendrick Greer makes the tackle there for Commerce. And that'll be the final play of the first quarter. Leonard 22, Commerce 6. What a first quarter it was, and Tigers football continues after this on 88.9 KETR. Commerce Tigers football on 88.9 KETR. John Mark Dempsey and Kevin Jeffries with you. Start of the second quarter. Leonard leading Commerce 22-6. Leonard at the Commerce 39-yard line. DJ Brown scrambling, but going to be sacked. Kendrick Greer back there for Commerce, and also Henry Serrano. I think you have to give each one of them half a sack there.
Oh, yeah.
All the way back at the 48-yard line. So that is a loss of 9 yards. Great job there by Henry Serrano, the defensive end, and Kendrick Greer, the inside linebacker for the Tigers. So this is third down, and we will make it 14. Third and 14 for Leonard from the Commerce 48-yard line. Ball on the near hash. They're now moving from left to right. H-back shuffling from left to right behind the line of scrimmage. DJ Brown rolling out, passing, incomplete, intended for David Brooks over on the far side. And it's fourth down and 14 for Leonard. And they will have to punt.
Well, they'll come out looking like they're going to punt. There's really no reason not to, though. So, except that you're in Commerce territory. But
Braden Kramer is the punter. And Kevin quite rightly points out that it's not uncommon to see a fake punt in high school football, especially in this position. But he did punt once before, and there again is the rugby-type punt. And this one doesn't look too good. It's off the side of his foot and goes out of bounds somewhere around the Commerce 30-yard line. So probably in the neighborhood of 18 yards or thereabouts, depending on where they spot it. And looks like they're going to put it at the 32-yard line, so that's a 16-yard punt. Commerce at the 32. 22-6, Leonard leading. Ja'Cory Bush had a 59-yard run for Leonard on the first play from scrimmage, and then DJ Brown scored on the next play, a 5-yard run. And then a fumble recovery by Trent Newby gave Leonard the football at the Commerce 46-yard line. Again, it was the 47-yard line. And DJ Brown on the first play after the fumble recovery went 47 yards for a touchdown. Ty Hoffman back to throw over the middle for Deshaun Jackson. And it was thrown just a little bit behind him, so he was unable to come up with it. Incomplete at the 45-yard line. Jackson, the slot receiver, breaking in from left to right. 2nd and 10 from the 32-yard line. Ty Hoffman at quarterback for Commerce. Stands in the shotgun, has a back behind him, Isaiah Simon in the pistol. They give it to Simon up the middle, and he is hit before he gets back to the line of scrimmage. 3 or 4 blue-shirted Leonard tacklers there. Trent Newby was one of them. We've said his name a lot tonight. Also back there helping out on that tackle for Leonard, Russell Murphy, 200-pound sophomore. So 3rd and 10 for the Commerce Tigers. They give Simon the line of scrimmage. No gain. Snap to Ty Hoffman. Hoffman play action, moving around the pocket, passing for Ashton Seal. And Seal can't come up with it. A little bit underthrown. And so incomplete.
I think maybe Ashton Seal was thinking about moving upfield a little too soon there. Didn't haul in the football.
4th and 10 for the Commerce Tigers. Let's see who will punt now. And this will be the freshman Emmanuel Castillo, the place kicker. 4th and 10 from the 32 in Tiger territory. Commerce getting ready to punt. Play clock down to 4-3, snapped, low snap. Castillo gets a very high punt away, and that's not very long, but we'll see what kind of roll he gets. A little bit of a Tiger roll, and still rolling to the 42-yard line in Leonard territory. So not bad for a first effort. That's a 27-yard punt. And Leonard first down at its own 42-yard line.
Good field position, pretty good once again. I think Commerce kicking that ball high to try to give the return team a chance, get some hang time on it if they couldn't get distance. And, you know, frankly, they need to make some things happen. That's not a bad decision, especially with you got Brown, who basically can score from anywhere on the field. There's not a big difference.
Leonard at its 42-yard line. Ball on the far hash. Handoff. And back is Braden Kramer, who breaks a tackle behind the line of scrimmage. Looked like he was going to be caught for a loss, but broke that tackle. Coming to the left, and then finally, it is Brody Bauman who makes the tackle at the 47-yard line. And a quick snap here to DJ Brown, and looking for a block. He's going to be brought down close to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, he just couldn't find some room to run. Kept looking for a hole. Gave the Commerce Tiger defense plenty of time to get in there and wrap him up, bring him down.
Actually going to call that a loss of 1 back to the 46 in Leonard territory. So this is 3rd down and 6 for Leonard. Snap to DJ Brown, the senior quarterback, 5'11", 200 pounds. Looking downfield, throwing, complete, and the catch is made for Leonard by Ethan Richardson. And he will have a first down well into Commerce territory at the 32-yard line of the Commerce Tigers. So that is a 22-yard gain to Ethan Richardson. And timeout taken here. In fact, we have one of the Tiger players injured, and so that is the nature of the timeout. Commerce trailing 22-6. This is Tigers football on 88.9. This is Commerce Tigers football on 88.9 KETR. Leonard leading Commerce 22-6. And they have a first down at the Commerce 32-yard line after that 22-yard pass from DJ Brown to Ethan Richardson moments ago. Have a Commerce Tiger player injured on the field. And the trainer, who's been with us for quite a while now, Amanda Heron, is out there tending to him. And we won't speculate about the nature of the injury at this point. But we have a chance here to recap a little bit. We told you that it's been all DJ Brown. 5-yard run after that 59-yard run from scrimmage on the first play from scrimmage. And then a 47-yard run by Brown after a fumble recovery by Trent Newby on the first play after that fumble recovery.
He's sitting at 129 yards on the ground, 3 touchdowns.
Wow.
And he's got 52 yards passing on 4 of 6. Passing for 52 yards.
Gosh. And then Leonard blocked the punt. Now, again, that is, we won't dwell on it, but Darren Beal, the junior quarterback, was punting for Commerce and was injured on that play when that punt was blocked, and we have not seen him since. He did leave the field on his own power, but was assisted, and we've seen Ty Hoffman at quarterback since then. And then DJ Brown scoring on a 6-yard run, first play after the blocked punt. They had a low snap, and so the extra point was not successful. They scored on a 2-point conversion, by the way, after the second touchdown. And then Commerce comes back, and they go on a 65-yard, 7-play drive. Looked pretty good. Had a 38-yard run by Isaiah Simon on that drive, and then Ty Hoffman, the backup quarterback, scored on a 1-yard run. But the extra point was blocked, and then Tyler Newby picked it up and ran it back for Leonard, waving at the fans as he was going down the sideline. Kevin, I thought that showed a lot of style there. And,
well, I'm surprised he didn't get an unsportsmanlike for that.
Well, it wasn't real obvious about it. I thought that was...
Not that I think he should, by the way.
I understand.
It's just they can be pretty by the book on that.
I think he had some pals down the sideline there. 22-6 at that point, and that is where we stand right now. Again, we have an injured player currently on the field. So let's send it back to the studios. This is Tigers football on KETR 88.9.
the big Friday night scoreboard program on your station, 88.9 KETR. We're going to go ahead and take a look at some of the scores that we have picked up throughout the course of the Commerce Tigers versus Leonard Tigers game that you guys have been listening to right here. Starting off at the top of the scoreboard, it's Frisco, Liberty, and Greenville. Greenville traveling out there to meet the Red Hawks. Currently, Greenville trails 14-27. Last check, it was 9 minutes remaining in the second quarter on that one. Gunter over Pottsboro right now, 7-0 in the first. We've got Bells leading the Breckenridge Buckaroos 16-0. Bells traveling out to Breckenridge for that one. The Melissa Cardinals and the Frisco Memorial Warriors, Melissa trailing 21-14 against the Warriors in that one. Lovejoy, the Leopards over the Sulphur Springs Wildcats. Sulphur Springs traveling to face the Leopards and not doing too great. Currently, Lovejoy leading 51-0 somewhere in the second quarter. Another second quarter score that we can go ahead and pick up, that's North Forney traveling out to Little Elm to face the Lobos. Currently, Little Elm leading that one 35-6 somewhere in the second quarter. Some more first quarter scores here. We've got the Rockwall Yellow Jackets over the Dallas Jesuit Rangers. Currently, Rockwall leading that one 17-0. The Crandall Pirates over the Kaufman Lions, or not over, but they're traveling to meet them. Kaufman currently leading that one 14-7. The Cooper Bulldogs at home tonight against the Collinsville Pirates, leading that one 13-0 somewhere in the first quarter. And the Mineola Yellow Jackets over the Wills Point Tigers, 21-0 in the first quarter. Taking a look at some scores that we haven't mentioned yet, some Thursday night games. These already happened yesterday, of course. South Lake Carroll and Rockwall Heath matched up in a nail-biter last night. South Lake Carroll comes out on top 36-35. And Savoy matched up against a non-UIL opponent last night. The non-UIL opponent took that game 52-6 over the Cardinals. We're going to go ahead and take one more break before we get you back out to the field with John Mark Dempsey and Kevin Jeffries. It's your station, 88.9 KETR. Stay.
Tigers football on 88.9. Isaiah Simon was the injured Tiger, and very happy to see him get up on his own power after being down for quite a while on the field, but he walked off the field entirely on his own power, and went back to the sideline. So that is encouraging. We were a little bit concerned there for a while, and still are, but turned out not nearly as concerning as we expected there or feared for a moment. So 22-6, Leonard leading, and they have a first down at the Commerce 32-yard line. Ja'Cory Bush touching the ball for the second time tonight after that 59-yard run. Starts out up the middle, looking for a block, and then works his way to the left and gets down to the 29-yard line of the Tigers for a gain of about 3 yards. And it is second down and 7 for Leonard. Moving from right to left. 8:58 left to go in the first half. P.J. Brown, the senior quarterback, looking to the sideline for the play. Ball on the near hash. P.J. Brown has Dalton Doyle behind him, or in front of him, over the ball as the center, and a timeout taken here. Commerce takes a timeout before the snap. We've been away quite a bit, so we'll go ahead and keep it here. 22-6, Commerce Tigers trailing the Leonard Tigers here tonight. We recapped it for you fairly recently, so we'll leave it at that. Of course, last night, you know that A&M Commerce with a very impressive victory over Colorado State Pueblo on the road against the number 12 team of the country. Of course, A&M Commerce ranked number 5. So certainly not an upset, but anytime you go on the road and defeat a ranked team,
oh yeah,
you have accomplished something. 12-6, the final, a real defensive battle there, as there were all field goals in that game. Nobody scored a touchdown. 4 field goals for A&M Commerce and 2 for Colorado State Pueblo. Here's the 2nd down and 7 play. Snap. DJ Brown handing off Ja'Cory Bush. And Bush off left tackle, using his blockers very well inside the 20 down to about the 19-yard line. And he will have the first down. Making the tackle there for Commerce, Brody Bauman had some help, and now they're going to snap it very quickly. And DJ Brown, the quarterback, coming to our left, crossing the line of scrimmage. And getting to about the 13-yard line or thereabouts. So that's a gain of about 7 yards. Second down and 3. Ball is on the 14 of the Commerce Tigers. Man moving from left to right. In motion for Leonard. DJ Brown, the quarterback, with the snap. Going to his right now, reversing his field, going back to the left, and he is going to be brought down for a loss. That is Ashton Seal coming up to force the play.
Yeah, trying to make some stuff happen, moving around in the backfield, but the Commerce defense able to keep him corralled.
Ashton Seal, the free safety, getting through there and bringing him down. DJ Brown for a loss back to the 19-yard line. So this is 3rd down and 9 for Leonard, leading 22-6 over Commerce. Ball on the near hash. H-back behind the left guard, shuffling from left to right. Flags down as the ball is snapped. And we have a false start, illegal procedure penalty against Leonard. So push the ball back another 5 yards to the 24-yard line. And this will make it 3rd down and 14 to go. This drive started at the Leonard 42-yard line after a Commerce punt. And now this is the 7th play of the drive. 3rd and 14. DJ Brown, play action. Fakes a handoff and going to be sacked. In there for Commerce, 2 or 3 tacklers. It's Ty Hoffman. He was one of them. And also Carlos Aubrey, I think.
Andy Jenkins in there.
Andy Jenkins. So another sack. Tigers have had at least a couple of sacks tonight. And this is going to push the ball back to the 30-yard line. So that's a loss of 6 yards. And 4th and long for Leonard. 4th and 21 it is. They will go for the first down here. Snap to DJ Brown. Blitz. He evades the blitz. Passing into the end zone, has a man down there. It is knocked down. Nice defensive play. I believe that's Dre Gadlin for Commerce. Nice defensive play in the end zone by Dre Gadlin. Intended receiver there was for Leonard Cameron Armstrong. Looked like for a moment that DJ Brown was going to connect with him, but a really good play there by Dre Gadlin for the Commerce Tigers. So the score remains at 22-6. 6:09 left to go in the first half. Kevin, Commerce scores here.
Yeah.
Let's say, you have a ball game again. So this thing has settled down a little bit from the end of the first quarter when it was 22-0.
Yeah. Tigers
got that touchdown on the board, and things have stabilized somewhat here. So first down for the Commerce Tigers. Ty Hoffman again is the quarterback here. And he takes the snap, fakes the handoff, moving to his left, and is swarmed by Leonard tacklers, several of them in on that tackle. Justin Campbell seemed to be leading the charge there for Leonard.
Yeah, definitely stranger things have happened, but the Commerce defense still has a lot of a huge challenge in front of them, and the offense really going to have to reconfigure itself with Beal still not back in the game and Hoffman back there, although they practice it.
That was a gain of 1 there, so second down and 9. And a handoff up the middle. A short gain for the Tigers. And third down coming up. That's Kendrick Greer in the ballgame now at tailback for Commerce. Picks up just 1 yard to the 33-yard line. So this is third down and 8 for the Tigers, moving from left to right. Ball on the far hash mark. Pass to Ty Hoffman. Throwing deep. And in and out of the hands of the receiver down the far sideline. Had a chance. That one had a chance, and that was
Deshaun Jackson
there for Commerce. Ty Hoffman laid it in there, but just did not make the connection at the end of it.
Yeah, not necessarily the prettiest pass in the world, but tough catch in stride for Jackson, and one you normally see him catch.
That might have been a game changer there.
Yeah.
Fourth down and 8 for Commerce. Manuel Castillo will punt. The freshman gets this snap. I believe Ty Hoffman, again, is the deep snapper. Strange situation. Quarterback as your deep snapper. And there's a nice punt here by Castillo all the way to the Leonard 30-yard line. It goes. Very good-looking punt by the freshman. 36 yards and high and away from the return man, so that's a very effective punt indeed. Conversation now on the field between the officials. Our referee is Dwayne Womack. And it was a penalty against the Tigers. I don't see the flag. Do you, Kevin?
No. Yes, over there at the 33-yard line in Commerce.
Okay. So we'll see that this is going to be walked off against Commerce after the fact, after the dead ball. So Leonard will start at the 35-yard line. Leonard first down at its own 35. 4:46 to go in the first half. Leonard leading 22-6 over the Commerce Tigers after the punt by Emmanuel Castillo. Ball on the near hash. 3 wideouts to the far side, 1 to the near side for Leonard. Snap to DJ Brown. Off the left side, breaks the tackle at the line of scrimmage. Will have the first down out near midfield. Ty Hoffman there for Commerce. Also Carlos Aubrey and Ashton Seal teaming up on the tackle. That's a 15-yard gain, make it a 14-yard gain to the 49-yard line. Kevin, when you get a chance, give us a report on DJ Brown and his rushing totals here.
Sure.
Man in motion, left to right for Leonard. Brown with the snap and the shotgun, passing for Cam Armstrong, slanting in from left to right over his outstretched hands, incomplete. It'll be second down and 10.
DJ Brown sitting in at 154 yards on the ground.
How many carries?
On 11 carries.
There's a penalty, holding penalty against Leonard, or was it not? Apparently a 5-yard penalty, and I missed the call. So it moves them back 5 yards, and it will still be first down, but first down and 15 from the 44-yard line. 5-yard penalty against Leonard. 2 men in the slot to either side, 2 wide to either side. Back to the left of DJ Brown. Brown in the shotgun. His center is Dalton Doyle. Man in motion, the slot receiver from right to left. A little bit of a mix-up in the backfield, but Brown overcomes that. There he goes again. DJ Brown over the left side, shooting through, and caught from behind by Deshaun Jackson for Commerce around the 15-yard line.
Wow, very surprising. Brown doesn't get caught from behind that often, but It's not crazy to say that Deshaun Jackson did it, coming up with a big play, saving the touchdown on that one.
41 yards on the game by DJ Brown. Okay, let's make it 39 yards as he only got to the 17-yard line. But 39 yards on that gain as he shot over the left side and very nearly scored another touchdown. First down from the 17-yard line. This is Braden Kramer. Off left tackle, eluding a tackler or two. Finally brought down by Cody Jenkins for Commerce, sophomore on that defensive line. So that's a gain of 4 to the 14-yard line. And it's second down and 6.
Yeah, Brown 7 yards, 3 yards shy of 200 tonight.
Hand off to Braden Kramer at right guard. Not much there for him that time. Very short gain. Ty Hoffman there for Commerce, playing both ways at quarterback. And also on defense as a linebacker. Now this is third down. And we make this third and just a little more than 5, so go ahead and call it 3rd and 6. Hand off Ja'Cory Bush. Bush tap dancing a little bit, trying to find a blocker, but it's tough going there in the middle of that Commerce defense. Brody Ballman in on that tackle for the Tigers. And also defensive tackle Moses Branch. So it's 4th down and 5 for Leonard. And will they attempt a field goal here? They're taking a timeout. And we'll keep it here for the moment. 22-6, Leonard leading with 2:21 left to go in the first half. And a 4th down and 6 play coming up for Leonard. And based on what I've seen on their extra points, I'm doubtful that they will attempt a field goal here.
All right.
So most likely they'll be going for the first down. This drive started at the Leonard 35-yard line. And now this will be the 7th play of the drive. 39-yard run by DJ Brown is the big play on the drive. DJ Brown, of course, the senior quarterback. Very, very impressive athlete. He's a point guard on the basketball team, too, by the way.
Makes sense.
Not surprising, is it? I could absolutely see him in that role. So on 4th and 6 from the Commerce 13, they have 2 in the slot and 2 wide. Ja'Cory Bush to the left of DJ Brown. Big rush by the Tigers. Pass it to Ja'Cory Bush, and Bush is going to score. Ja'Cory Bush, the setback. Just a step to the left of DJ Brown, and Brown giving ground as the Tigers had a big rush, and Bush kind of shifted out into the flat. DJ Brown hit him in the chest with the pass, and Ja'Cory Bush scored easily from the 13-yard line. So it's 28-6 now, Leonard. Bush, who had the 59-yard run on the first play from scrimmage. Braden Kramer with the extra point attempt here. There's the snap. Ball is down. Kick is up. That one looks good. 29-6, Leonard. 2:14 left to go in the first half. This is Commerce Tigers football on 88.9. is a 65-yard drive for Leonard in 7 plays. 13-yard touchdown pass from D.J. Brown to Ja'Cory Bush. And that will be the 6th touchdown pass of the season for D.J. Brown. He had 5 in the game last week against Wolf City.
Wow. He continues rolling it up tonight.
That'll be the first touchdown of the season for Ja'Cory Bush. Here's the end-over-end, rather short kick landing at the 35-yard line by Braden Kramer. Nice return here for Commerce out across the 50.
Kendrick Greer
picking it up and giving the Tigers very good field position in Leonard territory at the 48-yard line. I think that's the first time Commerce has started a drive in Leonard territory. Yeah, it is. So it's the best field position of the night for the Commerce Tigers, trailing 29-6 with 2:08 left to go in the first half.
And Commerce does get the ball back to start the second half, so a score here would give them a chance to go back-to-back.
Henry Serrano out over the football for Commerce, snaps it to Ty Hoffman. Ashton Seal in motion from left to right, takes the handoff, trying to go wide, and is caught near the line of scrimmage and brought down by Russell Murphy, 200-pound sophomore defensive lineman for Leonard. No gain. Tigers moving left to right. Ty Hoffman, the senior, now playing quarterback for Commerce. And off to Kendrick Greer at left guard, and Greer met by a stone wall of Leonard tacklers. And again, Russell Murphy on the tackle there. You may have heard Bob Burgess, East Texas State alumnus, as the public address announcer, making that call just a moment ago. 3rd and 11. Tigers behind the chains from the 49-yard line. Ty Hoffman takes the snap, rolling to his left. Going to keep it, crosses the line of scrimmage, bumped out of bounds after a short gain to about the 47-yard line. So this will be 4th down for the Tigers. And I imagine they will punt, but I don't know, 1:02 left to go in the first half, trailing 29-6. They may just try to throw caution to the wind here, see if they can make something happen on 4th and 9. And apparently that is what they will do. Two in the slot and 2 wide to either side of the field for Commerce. Man in motion, that is Ashton Seal. Now here's a snap that gets past Ty Hoffman. He chases it down, picks it up, and able to run forward several steps, but not able to get back to the line of scrimmage, and the ball will go back to Leonard.
Ouch. It's the last thing you wanted to see here. And so far tonight, there is a flag on the play. In midfield, it looks like offsides, perhaps, on Leonard.
Yeah.
Offsides on Leonard.
So that gives the Tigers another chance.
It's good. We saw a bunch of bad snaps last week, but this week...
Didn't seem any high like that one. That was high. We had a lot of low, but we have not had a single low snap, I think, this week, Kevin.
And that is fantastic. Now, granted, Commerce hadn't been on offense a whole lot tonight, but they didn't have to be on it a lot last week to see some of those bad snaps.
Yeah.
Very good to see them improving that in the week of practice.
All right, so here we go. 4th and 4 for Commerce. Ashton Seal in motion from left to right, goes behind the quarterback between Ty Hoffman, the quarterback.
10 seconds
and
on the play clock.
By the way, back in the ballgame, Isaiah Simon, who was down, injured. Play clock down, and apparently Commerce going to take a timeout just before that play clock runs out. Isaiah Simon back in the ballgame. Is that ever good news?
Yes, it is. He took a long time to get up. Now he's back out there playing. It's very good to see.
At one point, I will tell you, because this turned out well, seemingly and obviously, they had brought a stretcher out. And it was really not looking good. We were very concerned, and then after a while he got up and walked off the field on his own power, and now he's back in the ballgame. So that is terrific news. Simon, you might tell us, Kevin, how many yards rushing Simon has. He's had a pretty good first half himself.
He's doing all right. 8 rushes for 75 yards.
Yeah.
He
Take
had
that to the bank.
that one long 38-yard
Right.
rush.
Right.
He has an 11 and a 14 decently long rushes to add to it.
He's a big contributor as a linebacker on on the Tigers defense as well. So great news all the way around to see him back in the ball game.
Absolutely.
So here we go. It is again 4th and 4 for Commerce with 29 seconds. Scoreboard shows that Commerce still has one timeout left.
They're lining up in punt formation here.
4th and 4 from the Leonard 43-yard line. Emmanuel Castillo is the punter. Castillo gets it away, angling to the corner. Lands at the 10, gonna roll, gonna be down at the 5-yard line. Really nice looking punt there by the freshman Emmanuel Castillo for Commerce. He knew what he was doing there, Kevin.
Absolutely.
He angled it to the sideline, and that was about as close as you get to a coffin corner type kick these days. That's a 50-yard punt by Emmanuel Castillo, and it leaves Leonard with 17 seconds and about 95 yards to negotiate here. So that looks pretty good for the Tigers.
Absolutely. I imagine Leonard just going to take a knee here and take the lead to the half.
29-6, Leonard leading with 17 seconds. And as bad as that is, it could have been worse, Kevin. It was 22-0 at the end of the first quarter. And or was it 22? I guess 22-6 at the end of the first quarter. But it's been a relatively stable second quarter here in this ball game for the Tigers, for the Commerce Tigers. Leonard runs a play into the line. And we have another timeout taken here, and I would presume that is Leonard.
Like Commerce.
But it did kind of look like Commerce called it. I'm waiting. Yeah, they took the timeout off the board for Commerce. I don't know why the Tigers calling timeout here. They're not likely to get the ball back, but they've got something they want to attempt.
Oh, I guess it's because Leonard lost yards and they're on the 1-yard line. This gives Leonard can't kneel on this or they take a safety. So they're going to have to run a play, and Commerce wanted to force them into it, possibly get those 2 points.
Great point. I had not noticed that they had
they lost
yardage back to, I think they just were basically trying to down the ball.
And this, John Mark, this goes back to, I'm sure this is why they punted when they did, instead of going for it after an offsides to make an even shorter 4th down. They went down there hoping they could pin them deep, and if they did, took away Leonard's ability to take a knee and gave Commerce some kind of chance to get a couple of points on the board. So it's working out. If that strategy is what they were going for, they're executing it perfectly.
Okay, so DJ Brown standing about 4 yards deep in the end zone. Hands off to Ja'Cory Bush, who comes across the line of scrimmage and immediately goes down.
Yeah, good coaching for Leonard, too, there for Ja'Cory Bush. Coach said, get past the line and go down.
Right. And that is exactly what he did. So that is the end of the first half. It's Leonard 29, Commerce 6. And this is Commerce Tigers football on 88.9. This is Commerce Tigers football on 88.9 KETR. I'm John Mark Dempsey along with Kevin Jeffries. Hey, we're on camera here, aren't we?
Yeah,
We're doing a stream, folks, a Facebook stream. If you want to look in on what we're doing, we're about to show you and let you hear the Commerce High School band on the field here at Tiger Stadium in Leonard. It is 29-6, Leonard leading over Commerce as the Tigers got it together somewhat there in the second quarter after just a blitzkrieg by the Leonard Tigers in the first quarter, and in particular by their quarterback, DJ Brown. So on the field, the Commerce High School band, and we're going to back out and let you see some of their performance and certainly hear some of their performance. The Commerce High School band under the direction of Carol Wallace.
And now, with the sound of excellence, we present your Commerce High School Roaring Tiger Marching Band.
Commerce High School band on the field here at Tiger Stadium. It's halftime, 29-6. Leonard leading over Commerce. And this is Commerce Tigers football on 88.9.
If you're planning to simplify your life this coming fall, start by giving yourself more space. Donate that unwanted vehicle you no longer need to us. We'll have it picked up at no cost to you. Get top dollar for it and then use the proceeds to present your favorite KETR programs. Call 855-KETR-123 to get started.
It's the big Friday night scoreboard program right here on your station, 88.9 KETR. Currently, it is halftime in Leonard, and the score on the field is Leonard Tigers 29, Commerce Tigers 6. And it has been a bit of a shootout in the first quarter and then a bit of a slow second quarter, kind of a defensive battle. Second quarter, even, not second quarter. Kind of a defensive battle going on in the second quarter. Some interesting plays that we saw, some interesting tactical decisions on the Commerce side, especially towards the end. We had some interesting punt tactics, getting that coffin corner going on to pin Leonard back deep, hoping for the safety there, but that just didn't pan out. I'm also joined in studio by Jared Knight. How's this game treated you tonight, Jared?
So far, so good. You know, I really enjoy the being able to watch this thing. I know that this is, you know, we've been in the radio medium for a really long time now, but I have really enjoyed being able to watch the game, to see all these things that are happening. As we watch, for Leonard, DJ Brown picking up 113 yards of rushing, and we've been able to watch every yard of it by tuning in on Facebook here on 88.9 KETR. And so that's been kind of neat. You're also, if you're paying attention to YouTube, we're there as well. So we're trying to share as much information as we can here on a football Friday night. But I'm enjoying every part of this broadcast and the way that we've got this thing put together. I know we've got some scores to share here from the Scoreboard Center, and I know that we'll get to that here pretty quickly, but I did want to remind folks that you can follow along if you happen to head over to Facebook and look for 88.9 KETR. You can also pop over to YouTube and search KETR and find us that way. Of course, we are on your radio right now. We're also on your favorite streaming device, so if you happen to go head over to your smart speaker and say, hey, smart speaker, play KETR. I said, hey, smart speaker, because I don't want to set off your smart speaker if you're listening to us right now on a radio. If I say its name, you know it'll respond. So rather than ordering supplies you don't need and products that you don't need for you, we appreciate you just paying attention and following along here on 88.9 KETR. Would you like me to share a few scores, Ryan, as we pop through this evening at halftime of the Commerce and Leonard game?
Sure, you can. There are some third quarter scores in there, as well as some halftimes, and some that haven't been updated in quite as long.
Okay.
But,
well, I'll do my level best here. As we've got Lovejoy Leopards way out in front of the Sulphur Springs Wildcats tonight. Lovejoy is leading 58-0. That's 58-0 with 10 minutes left in the third quarter. With about 7 minutes left in the third, Little Elm leads North Forney tonight. That's a game being played in Little Elm. It's 56-7. Liberty Redhawks are out in front of the Greenville Lions, 48-14 with a couple minutes left in the third quarter. Our game, by the way, running a little bit later than most. We've had some injury timeouts and a couple of other things that have really kind of pushed back where our game is in relation to the clock on the wall. Rockwell Yellow Jackets leading Jesuit Prep tonight, 44-21. Rockwell over Jesuit. That's with 3 minutes left in the second quarter. Halftime score out of Sunnyvale. Sunnyvale leads Wilson right now 14-13. Bell's Panthers are on the road at Breckenridge, way out at Breckenridge tonight with 11 minutes left in the third quarter. It's 34-0. Bells over Breckenridge. Brock High School Eagles are taking on the Community Braves tonight at the Community. It's 20-6 right now, Brock over Community with 9 minutes left in the third quarter. Mineola Yellow Jackets out in front of Wills Point right now. It's 28-3 at the halftime. Mount Vernon in front of Pittsburgh 7-0 with just underway with the second half of that game. At halftime, Callisburg leads SNS Consolidated 24-7. Gunter out in front of Pottsboro by quite a bit, 51-0. That's a halftime score in Gunter this evening. Knotted at 7 at last check with 9 minutes left in the third. Honeygrove and Whitewright. Whitewright is on the road at the Honeygrove Warriors, and it's 7-all. Leonard is leading Commerce, as you know, that halftime score. Leonard has rung up 29 on Commerce. Commerce with 6. That score out of Leonard this evening. We're listening to that game here on your station, 88.9 KETR. Caddo Mills is leading Bullard 28-14. That's a halftime score. At the half, Bowles is leading Como Picton right now 20-8. It looks like Cooper Bulldogs defending home fairly well against the Collinsville Pirates. Cooper's 27, Collinsville 0 right now at the half. Lone Oak leading Eustis 14-13. That's a halftime score. It's 22-13. Hooks Hornets over the Winsboro Raiders. That's a halftime score. Again, Hooks leading Winsboro 22-13. Quinlan Ford Panthers were on the road at Blue Ridge tonight. 36-7 is that score. Ford over Blue Ridge, 36-7. That's just before halftime here on a football Friday night. Looks like Alba Golden leads Big Sandy 7-0 at the half. Just a few seconds remaining before halftime. Rivercrest is at Detroit. Rivercrest leads 16-0 just before halftime. Royce City is leading White House 17-7 at the half. A halftime score out of Salina. Salina over Paris. 21-10 is a halftime score. It's 47-6. Canton Eagles over the North Lamar Panthers tonight. That game happening in North Lamar. Canton 47, North Lamar 6. Right now, Van Alstyne leads Bonham 28-7 at the half, and Farmersville is out in front of A Plus Academy 54-0. That one a halftime score on your station 88.9 KETR. We're online at KETR.org. You can find what you like there on the website. You can also click the donate button in the top right-hand corner if you have any desire or are so inclined to make a contribution in support of public radio here in Northeast Texas. We use those dollars that you contribute in order to create great public radio programming, and that's what we hope to do with your dollars. As if you like to contribute, we'd like to turn it into sports programming, or we could turn it into morning edition. We could turn it into All Things Considered weekday afternoons on 88.9 KETR. Texas News here on 88.9 KETR. So as you will, please go online to KETR.org and click that donate button. Ryan, the football Friday night rolls along, and I tell you, it's exciting to be a part of things here at 88.9 KETR. I know we've got a lot of folks paying attention online right now, too.
Yeah, it certainly is exciting, especially being able to get that direct feedback, looking at the live viewer count numbers on the streams. It kind of pushes you forward going, oh, well, there's there's 30 people watching right now. I got to make sure we're putting out a good product, and I think we've managed to do just that tonight. We've got a pretty snazzy little video stream going, if I do say so myself. And it's really nice to be able to watch the football as well as hear it, as we've stated several times tonight. But I'm pumped up about it, man. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Well, that's good. Honesty is the best policy. The band's underway right now. Commerce band has already played right now. The Leonard band is on the field, and I'm able to watch that thanks to the magic of this video technology that's allowing us to kind of watch what's going on while we mix and produce this telecast, so to speak, this stream from here at 88.9 KETR. And for folks keeping score at home, Ryan is down the hall in KETR's studio complex, and I'm way back in the dungeon, which we've converted into a television production booth. So this is kind of a neat way to bring high school football to the fans here in Northeast Texas, and we'd like to keep doing that if that's all the same to everybody else. So as much as you like, go to KETR.org and click that donate button. See, here's what happened is we talked about it last week. And, I've been fine. I haven't had to sneeze this whole time, and I bet you I'm about to have to sneeze while we're on the air. And so last week we were talking about, supporting public radio, and in the midst of everything, as soon as we kind of wrapped up, as soon as we were done, there was a little mad dash, a rush over to the donation form there at KETR.org, because I started to see, whenever I got home, I started to see the emails popping up from folks who were making contributions to the radio station. So I think it's kind of neat that a lot of folks are sort of understanding that we're still public radio, and so we still have pledge drives like the one coming up later this month, and we're still going to be asking for support. But we also really delight in being able to bring Commerce Tigers football to the airwaves, and of course all these other scores that we follow throughout Northeast Texas on a football Friday night. So I don't know. I stay excited. This is there's a reason I'm still bright-eyed and bushy-tailed at 9 p.m. on a Friday, still at work. This is exciting, and we look forward to it every year. Hey, but Kate, can I share some related news?
Go ahead.
So if you follow along online, you can follow the Facebook page. Like I said, you can follow our Twitter feed at KETR Sports, at KETR Radio. There's a lot of ways to connect with us. But I wanted to mention that announced today, A&M Commerce and the Lions Sports Network announced Charlie Chitwood, Brock Calloway have signed 2-year agreements, which are going to see the duo continue their award-winning broadcast of Lion football through the 2022 season and Lion basketball through the 22-23 season. So congratulations to Charlie Chitwood and Brock Calloway, and also to KETR and to the Lions Sports Network for these guys agreeing to be with us for 2 more years. And so that information is being shared right now. That was a big story today here on moving across the wire there at Lion Athletics. And so, as you know, that Charlie Chitwood and Brock Calloway are the sports broadcast team for the A&M Commerce Lions and have been for I guess it's been close to a decade, maybe real close to a decade.
I think
for both
12 years.
Yeah, it's been a long time. It's been a long time, and so we are thrilled that they've decided to come and rejoin the Lions and chase them around. In fact, they just chased them all the way to Colorado State Pueblo last night, where I think the final score was 12-6.
That's right.
Lions win.
Yes.
And so next week, the Lions are at Globe Life. Well, what was called Globe Life Park in Arlington. I think it's called Choctaw Stadium. Choctaw Stadium in Arlington, where the Lions take on Midwestern State. So, and that'll be on Saturday, September 11th. So if you've got some time, you want to go to that game, we'd love to see you there. I'm sure Brock and Charlie would love to see you there. Otherwise, you can obviously catch the game right here on 88.9 KETR, and we'll have it here for you as well.
That's right. We're going to go ahead and take one more quick break before we come back, and we'll wrap up halftime and then get you guys back out to the field right now at the KETR Sports Center. It's 84 degrees and clear. Stay tuned. It's your station after all, 88.9 KETR.
Support for KETR comes from its members and from Cyprus Bank, offering both deposit and loan products including checking, online banking, ATMs, and the Cyprus Check Card. Family financial centers located in Commerce, Mount Pleasant, Pittsburgh, and Lone Star. Equal housing lender and member FDIC. Find more information at cyprusbanktx.com.
In communities around the globe, women are making a difference through actions and viewpoints. I'm Allison Dunn, and each week on 51%, I'll bring you into these women's lives, whether at home, in politics, through the arts, or anywhere else, as we learn about the insightful, quirky, and heartbreaking stories that make us who we are and help us to appreciate others.
Tomorrow afternoon at 12:30 on 88.9 KETR.
If you're looking for a way to truly help children in need, become a CASA volunteer. CASA stands for Court Appointed Special Advocate. It means that you'll represent the best interest of a child in need in court. You'll work with attorneys and social workers to make sure that child is safe in the foster care system. You won't be a foster parent, but you will be a voice making a real difference at a critical turning point in his or her life. Because every child deserves a chance, and that chance is you. Volunteer today at
North Texas Giving Day
becomeacasa.org.
is coming up on
Sponsored
September
by Texas
23rd.
CASA.
That'll be your opportunity.
It's the big Friday night scoreboard program right here on your station, 88.9 KETR. We're coming back just for a quick one here. We're going to run down some of the standout scores that we've picked up tonight, and then we're going to get you all back out to the action, I should say, with John Mark Dempsey and Kevin Jeffries. Jared, you said you had a few standout scores.
Yeah, well, it was worth mentioning that Liberty Redhawks are out in front of the Greenville Lions, 48-14, somewhere there in the third. Actually, just a few minutes. We're going to say 2 minutes left in the third quarter. The Greenville Lions, we're trying to keep our finger on here. We also wanted to mention that Brock High School, the number 2 Brock Eagles, are out in front of the Community Braves 27-6 right now with 4 minutes left in the third quarter. It's the close games that we also like to pay attention to, like Honeygrove and Whitewright still knotted at 7 with 2 minutes left in the third quarter. Again, Whitewright and Honeygrove 7 all. They're in Honeygrove tonight. And Lone Oak Buffaloes playing host to the Eustis Bulldogs. And Lone Oak 14, Eustis 13. That's a halftime score, but still close game. Something that we're going to keep our eye on as we make our way through the big Friday night scoreboard program. And while I've got you, if you'd like, you can send a text and let us know about games that you happen to be aware of. If you want us to know about them, you can text us at 903-751-5145. That's 903-751-5145. You can text the studio here, the big scoreboard center here at 88.9 KETR, Ryan.
That's right. You can. You can also tweet us on Twitter, obviously, at KETR Sports. You can call the studio, 800-882-5387. All the things that he mentioned. There's a ton of ways to get in contact and to get involved in the big Friday night scoreboard program, and we'd love to have you. But that being said, we're going to go ahead and take this next break, and we're going to get you guys back out to the action. Stay tuned. It's your station, 88.9 KETR.
Programming on KETR is made possible by listeners like you and by Cyprus Bank. Managers Eddie Smith and Robin Alexander are available to assist with deposit and credit needs at the Commerce branch. Other branch locations include Mount Pleasant, Lone Star, and Pittsburgh. More information at cyprusbanktx.com, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender.
The BBC will...
Commerce Tigers football on 88.9 KETR. John Mark Dempsey with Kevin Jeffries. 29-6. Leonard leading at halftime. And the Leonard Tigers just now coming back out onto the field. We are just about ready for the second half kickoff. Commerce will have the ball to start the second half. Very quick recap. DJ Brown, a 5-yard TD run for Leonard. DJ Brown, 47-yard TD run for Leonard. DJ Brown, 6-yard TD run for Leonard. Ty Hoffman scored on a 1-yard run for Commerce. The extra point blocked and run back for 2 points by Tyler Newby to make it 22-6 at the end of the first quarter. And then late in the second quarter, Ja'Cory Bush scored on a 13-yard pass from DJ Brown, and the extra point good, 29-6 at halftime. Braden Kramer has it teed up at the 40-yard line, advances on the ball, and we are underway. End-over-end kick going to the far side of the field. And the return here for the Tigers out across the 40-yard line. And that was Isaiah Simon again.
Excellent. It's good to see him back in the game.
Yeah, he was down for quite a while, and very concerned about him, but apparently everything's okay.
I need to make a correction. Early in the last half, I said DJ Brown was approaching 200 yards. I was looking at total rushing for the team. DJ Brown at 113 yards on 12 carries with 3 touchdowns. Yeah, I was
still not too shabby.
No, very, very good game so far for him.
All right, Tigers with the ball for the first time in the second half. First down from the 40-yard line. Ty Hoffman at quarterback, handing off. And this is Deshaun Jackson in the backfield for Commerce. He had Ty Hoffman had a back on either side, so that's a different formation than we have seen. And Deshaun Jackson lined up as a running back, gains 4 yards out to the 44-yard line. Tigers now 2 in the slot and 2 wide to either side. Hoffman handing off to Isaiah Simon, and he is swarmed at the line of scrimmage. And some of the tacklers in there for Leonard: Trent Newby, whose name we said a lot. He recovered 2 fumbles in the first half. Also Russell Murphy, who we discussed quite a bit as well, made several tackles in the first half. And now we have a penalty being walked off against the Tigers here.
Penalty moves the ball back to the 39 yard.
So this is a 5-yard procedure penalty, pushing the Tigers back to the 39-yard line where it is still second down.
I don't know.
Second down and 11. Commerce moving from right to left on the natural turf at Tiger Stadium in Leonard. Ty Hoffman at quarterback. In the shotgun, takes the snap, going to throw it downfield, and incomplete. Unfortunate it wasn't picked off there.
Yeah.
Intended for Deshaun Jackson at the Leonard 45-yard line, but there were 2 or 3 blue shirts all around the ball there. So
he was under a ton of pressure, just threw it up there, tried to get it to one of his main receivers, Jackson.
Third down and 11 for Commerce from the 39-yard line. Ty Hoffman in the ballgame at quarterback because Darren Beal was injured in the first half on a blocked punt. He was the punter, and the punt was blocked, and that set up a touchdown for Leonard. We have not seen Darren Beal since then. There's a fake to Ashton Seal, and Ty Hoffman keeps the ball. Flag is down on this play. Again, Tyler Newby there on the tackle for Leonard. Also in on that play, Dalton Doyle. But a flag is down.
And this flag came in after Hoffman was wrapped up and going down to the ground. So it's declined. It's against Commerce.
The preliminary indication is it's against Commerce. Watching the referee, Dwayne Womack. You can hear him in our crowd, Mike, shouting at the sideline.
That may be someone in the stands.
No, it's him. There's a hold against Commerce, and they have decided to decline it. He was shouting at Shane Fletcher, the head coach of the Leonard Tigers, trying to get him to make a decision, I guess. So it's 4th down and about 7 for Commerce at the 43-yard line.
What are they saying?
And the Tigers apparently will punt, and the freshman Emmanuel Castillo comes in, who looked very good punting in the first half for Commerce. Had a 50-yard punt for his last punt that rolled dead at the 5-yard line of Leonard. Man in motion for Commerce. That's Deshaun Jackson. Low snap, and Emmanuel Castillo goes down on the knee to block the ball, and he is down at that point.
Ouch.
Low snap. He did the best he could to field it, but as he did that, he goes down to a knee with the ball in his hand, and so the ball goes to Leonard at the 29-yard line of Commerce.
Now, he did, instead of trying to do something crazy, he did just go ahead and go down and take the safe route there, but that's a tough one. Low snap, not much you could do.
Leonard first down at the Commerce 29-yard line, leading 29-6. Snap to DJ Brown, going to his right. Off right tackle, cutting back. Deshaun Jackson is there for Commerce. Also Kendrick Greer in on that tackle, and Brody Ballman, whose name we've said a lot tonight, the strong safety. Gets to the 25-yard line for a gain of 4 yards. DJ Brown, Damian Brown. Great first half with 3 touchdowns rushing and a touchdown pass. Kevin told you well over 100 yards rushing. Here's the snap to DJ Brown. Handoff. Goes to Ja'Cory Bush. Bush off right tackle. Short gain there for Leonard. And on the tackle for the Tigers, Andy Jenkins.
An official's timeout here is when the Leonard players is slow to get up.
Gain was to the 20-yard line, so that was a gain of 5 yards, and we have a 3rd down about 1 coming up for Leonard at the Commerce 20-yard line. Bush for Leonard, slightly shaken up. Kevin told me something I can't repeat on the air. Kevin can speak to me without you hearing it, and I will not repeat it. But we expect Ja'Cory Bush will be back. 3rd and 1 at the 20-yard line of the Commerce Tigers. This opportunity set up on the low punt snap, and Emmanuel Castillo was down at the 29-yard line. Now here is the snap to DJ Brown. Braden Kramer takes the handoff, and he is caught and dropped for a loss. And that's Kendrick Greer again, the inside linebacker for Commerce, shooting the gap and making the play, and bringing him down at the 22-yard line. Tigers have looked a lot better since the end of the first quarter, Kevin. And they've made some plays on defense. It gives you some encouragement for the remainder of the season.
Absolutely.
That first quarter was rough, but they've been much better since the end of the first quarter. So this is now 4th and about 3 for Leonard. Tight formation here, and DJ Brown going to take the snap and use his blockers, picking his way across the 20, close to a 1st down, and they're getting ready to move the chains, and he does have the 1st down. He gets to the Commerce 17-yard line or thereabouts.
It's hard to stop him. Commerce isn't the only defense that will have trouble stopping this guy.
That's the truth. That's the truth. They will check their schedule here in a minute. 1st down from the 17. DJ Brown rolling out to his right, throwing, and caught. Cam Armstrong, touchdown at the pylon.
Good catch by Cam Armstrong. He makes the adjustment and then makes the fingertip catch. Wide open. Steps into the end zone for the 6.
Second touchdown pass of the night for DJ Brown. Threw that one on the run. And Cam Armstrong at the front corner of the end zone made the catch. Now Braden Kramer out of the hold of Tyler Newby. Kick is up, and it is good. 36-6 Leonard. With 8:30 left to go in the third quarter, this is Tigers football on 88.9.
From
a 29-yard drive in 5 plays for Leonard after the low punt snap and the ball downed at the Commerce 29-yard line. 17-yard touchdown pass from DJ Brown to Cam Armstrong. That's the third touchdown reception of the season for Cam Armstrong. He had 2 last week against Wolf City. DJ Brown now with 7 touchdown passes this season in the first game and a half, basically. Ball on the ground, loose ball on the kickoff here, scramble at the 35-yard line. Big pile up, white jerseys and blue jerseys all mixed up. That ball was kicked on the ground, a bounding kick. Tigers had a hard time fielding it. One of the Tigers comes out of there with the football, and
it's Cody Jenkins who comes out with it.
Good, finally.
And it is signaled for Commerce.
Yes.
Yeah, that was very close to being Leonard ball. And it may have changed hands a couple of times there in that scrum.
Could have gone either way. By the way, Cody Jenkins, I noticed, is in the band at halftime. And playing the sax.
Excellent.
I've always been very impressed by a kid that can play football and be in the band. That is, both things are terrifically demanding. But, yeah, he's in the middle of the band down there. Now he comes up with the big recovery of the kickoff. Not an onside kick so much, but was able to take possession of the ball for the Tigers and prevent Leonard from getting the ball. 36-6. Commerce first down at the Tiger 34-yard line. Running play going left and stopped in the backfield is Isaiah Simon for Commerce, who's had some big gains tonight, but this time he is dropped for a loss of a yard back to the 33-yard line. David Brooks again, 210-pound senior with 14 tackles last week and 2 sacks in the game against Wolf City, making the stop there on Isaiah Simon. Second down, 11. Ty Hoffman in the shotgun. Whistles, flags, and somebody moved when they shouldn't have. So this is a false start. Illegal procedure penalty against Commerce.
It's tough. And last week you saw Commerce after the first quarter, just a lot of penalties. It killed momentum, anything. It's hard to get good things going when you're constantly disrupting your momentum and pushing yourself backwards.
It was 13 penalties for 75 yards last week against Edgewood, and that was a major factor in that game. So second down and make it 16 here for Commerce. Snap to Ty Hoffman, running for his life, throws the ball up for grabs, batted around and incomplete at the 40-yard line. And flags down here, back where Hoffman went down. And so
it could be a roughing the passer.
Could be roughing the passer, could be holding, but the flag down at the 15-yard line.
Pull him directly back.
Indicating that what you may hear a fan yelling there. They may be indicating a horse collar tackle here. We're not getting the the clearest and most personal foul. Yeah, I think they're indicating a horse collar tackle here.
Horse collar.
That's calling directly back.
You can hear one of the Leonard fans are loudly protesting that call. And they walk it off against Leonard, and this will give Commerce an automatic first down at the 43-yard line.
Now you're from the Commerce chapter.
I think you could hear that. First down, Tigers. Ty Hoffman rolling out, passing to the sideline.
Oh, yeah.
Hard to see from here, but it looked like it was caught for a gain of 6 yards or so, or was it ruled
it's
incomplete?
going to be incomplete.
Ruled incomplete. It was on the sideline on the far side. Had a hard time seeing it, so incomplete.
I mean, you got handed to that fan. It might be tough for Leonard to claw back into this game and take a lead here if they keep getting calls like that go against them.
Another flag down now. This is in the Leonard defensive backfield.
This was well after the play in the backfield.
Dead ball foul. This is unsportsmanlike conduct against Leonard.
Yeah.
They won't like that one either. Our referee is Dwayne Womack. Fans irate, even though their team leads 36-6.
Hey, they're
midway through the third quarter.
They're not yelling about this one. They didn't see it, so. No, that's fair, though. I mean, I would like to say it's like, I don't know if it was good or bad, so.
First down at the Leonard 41-yard line. Ty Hoffman, the quarterback, bumps into Isaiah Simon. Now remember, Ty Hoffman has not seen a lot of action at quarterback. In fact, he was a tight end and an honorable mention all-district tight end. He made one of the great catches of all time. If you remember that one-handed grab for a long touchdown. But they had moved him to quarterback, and now he is in at quarterback with the injury in the first half to Darren Beal, and he bumped into Isaiah Simon, but was still able to get a yard to close to the 40-yard line. So second down and 9, handoff, Simon, big hole up the middle for Isaiah Simon. Rumbling down close to the 30-yard line, making the 31-yard line for a gain of 9 yards for the Tigers. And that's another first down for Commerce. Tigers, aided by a couple of penalties, have moved from their own 34 to the Leonard 31. Handoff Simon between the tackles. Another decent gain there by Isaiah Simon, and the tackle by Russell Murphy, 200-pound down lineman for Leonard, whose name we've said a lot tonight. He's just a sophomore. So that's a gain of 4. This is second down and 6 for Commerce. Ty Hoffman takes the snap. Handoff Simon. Right side, nothing there. No go. Russell Murphy again on the tackle there for Leonard. Having a big night. And so this is third down and 6. No gain on that play. Third down and 6 for the Tigers. Man in motion from right to left. Kendrick Greer in the ball game. And is going to take the handoff. Looking for a blocker and not going to find one. Brought down again near the line of scrimmage. And it will be fourth down for the Commerce Tigers, trailing 36-6. And the Tigers looking to the sideline for the play. No doubt they will go for the first down here. Fourth down and 6 in Leonard territory, just inside the 30-yard line. Ty Hoffman faking a handoff, keeping it himself, trying to run up the middle, but nowhere to go, and the ball will go back to the Leonard Tigers.
Yeah, that's a coverage sack right there, more or less, as Hoffman looking downfield to try to find somebody, couldn't. Winds up getting wrapped up and taken down. Turnover on down.
Hoffman at times looked pretty good at quarterback. He scored a touchdown in the first half on a 1-yard run. Other times it's obvious that he has not seen a lot of action at quarterback, rather inexperienced. This would be his first. I don't know if he played quarterback on the JV or what have you, but as far as I know, this may be his first action ever at quarterback. It's first down Leonard at the 28-yard line in Leonard territory, and they lead 36-6. Quick pass out to Justin Campbell, the slot receiver on the near side. Campbell across the 35 to the 36-yard line. Inside linebacker Kendrick Greer making the tackle, along with strong safety Brody Ballman for Commerce. So second down and 2 for Leonard at the 36-yard line. DJ Brown, the senior quarterback, takes the snap, rolling out to the right. Oh, nice catch at the sideline. This is Ethan Richardson, and he tap danced there at the sideline. Really didn't have to, and I'm not sure if he got both feet in, but he might have. But he just got his toes in at the sideline at the 47-yard line. He will have first down for Leonard. Whistles. Commerce timeout. Tigers trailing 36-6, 3:40 it is left to go in the third quarter. This is Tigers football on 88.9.
I'm Stephen Dubner.
Local and commercial free. We're your station. 88.9 KETR. KETR.
First down for Leonard. DJ Brown claps his hands, takes the snap, hands off to Braden Kramer. Short gain. Tackled by Kendrick Greer, the Tigers' inside linebacker, as Kramer gets into Commerce territory to the 49-yard line. That's a gain of 3 yards. Will make it second down and 7 at the Commerce 49. Ball is on the near hash mark as Leonard moves from right to left. 2 in the slot, 2 wide to either side. Now a man in motion, and that is Campbell. Takes the handoff. Campbell trying to go wide to the far side. Shifts gears and able to get across the line for the first down, I believe, over on the far side. As he gets to the Commerce 41-yard line. Haven't moved the chains yet. There's a flag down, though. Just now seeing that, and apparently Leonard is going to be penalized. Did you see holding?
Yeah.
Yep.
The ref does holding a little different, though. He pulls it out over his shoulder. Normally they do it in front.
Yeah, he's not real demonstrative with those calls. So this pushes them back to their own 49-yard line. And would have had a first down or would have been very close to it. Now it's second down and 9. Ball is on the far hash. Dalton Doyle, the center, route over the football for Leonard. There he snaps to DJ Brown. Big hole for Kramer up the middle. Kramer breaks the tackle at the 40-yard line. Still on his feet and down at the 30-yard line. Isaiah Simon came over and finally brought him down. But that's a gain of 21 yards to the 30-yard line of Commerce. 21 yards by Braden Kramer.
Puts him at 40 on the evening for 10 carries.
I'm not sure whose tackle he broke, but that was very impressive. Here's a quick pass to the slot on the near side. Justin Campbell across the 25 down to about the 22-yard line. Ty Hoffman going both ways for Commerce. Makes the stop along with Dre Gadlin and Ashton Seal. To the 23-yard line of the Tigers for a gain of about 7 yards. Make it 8 yards, so second down and 2. Whistles. And we have a player down, apparently. Didn't see him. It has been a costly night for Commerce. And we don't know that this will be an injury that will cause this Tiger to leave the ball game, but we've seen a lot of Tigers down, and Amanda Herron, the trainer's out to have a look at him. We'll take a break. 36-6, Leonard leading. This is Tigers football on 88.9.
They say the
Wait, Don't Tell Me is NPR's weekly hour-long quiz program. Each week on the radio, you can test your knowledge against some of the best and brightest in the news and entertainment world while figuring out what's real news and what's made up. And that's no easy task. Saturday mornings at 9 and Sunday afternoons at 3 on KETR 88.9. Carlos Aubrey was the Tiger who was down, but he's on his feet and seemingly all right, at least relatively so. Second down and 2 for Leonard from the Commerce 23-yard line. Fake to Kramer. Passing over the middle. Caught by Tyler Newby. Falling to the turf at the 16-yard line, and that's a first down for the Leonard Tigers. It's been a sustained drive here for Leonard, starting at their own 28-yard line. Now this is the 8th play of the drive.
Just a quick hit there for the first down.
Just over a minute left to go in the third quarter. Snap to DJ Brown. Long handoff as he left the ball in the gut of the ball carrier for quite a while before releasing it.
Kind of a read option play.
Read option sort of thing, and Ja'Cory Bush took the handoff finally and got across the 15 down to the 13-yard line for a gain of about 3 yards. 40 seconds left to go, and the clock is rolling here in the third quarter. 36-6. Leonard is leading and threatening again at the 13-yard line. Tiger defense, though, yielding yardage much more grudgingly now than in the first quarter. 2 in the slot, 2 wide. Bush, the back, a step to the right of Brown. The handoff to Bush going to his left, cutting back. Bush inside the 10. Looks like he'll have a first down and goal for the Leonard Tigers.
Gets to the 5-yard line, pickup of about 10, bringing up a first and goal situation for Leonard.
It's down to the 4-yard line, so that's a gain of 9, and that's the end of the third quarter. 36-6, Leonard. We go to the fourth quarter. This is Tigers football on 88.9.
Hi, it's Olivia Munn with my shelter pets, Frankie and Chance. Say hi, guys. When I adopted them, I discovered that they both have incredible personalities. Chance's sole purpose in life is to love and to be loved. Frankie is a little bit of a scoundrel and always entertaining. They're a little bit of a lot of things, but they're all pure love. Adopt pure love at theshelterpetproject.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council, the Humane Society of the United States, and Maddie's Fund.
A wildfire ripping through California's Sonoma County.
We are recommending that you prepare to evacuate.
But while most people evacuate, farmers ask field workers to stay. The county says it's a matter of survival for crops.
Farming doesn't stop because Mother Nature deals us a bad hand.
Giving new meaning to the term essential worker on the next Reveal. Tomorrow morning at 11 on KETR.
Fourth quarter now, Leonard leading 36-6. They have a first down and goal at the Commerce 4-yard line. And now they will be moving from our right to our left as we play the final quarter. DJ Brown has them at the line of scrimmage. Ja'Cory Bush stepped to his right. Handoff Ja'Cory Bush, fighting off Commerce tacklers. Gets down to about the 2-yard line thereabouts, and inside linebacker Kendrick Greer brings him down. Second down and goal. They say the 3-yard line. Very hard for us to tell on this natural turf, and the markings are somewhat faint. But the 3-yard line. Leonard next week will be at Bonham. That'll be an interesting game for us to follow, to see how they do against a Commerce District rival. Second down and goal from the 3. Snap to Brown. Hand off to Kramer. And Kramer across for the touchdown. 42-6 Leonard. 11:02 left to go in the ball game. Braden Kramer, 2-yard run. He had a touchdown in the game against Wolf City last week. That was a reception. So this is his second touchdown of the season. And he will kick the extra point here, or attempt to kick the extra point. Snap is somewhat low, but the holder gets it down. That was Tyler Newby, and the kick is good. 43-6 Leonard. This Leonard team, this may be a powerhouse, Kevin.
Yeah.
We may, as we go along through the season, we may see this team really start to make an impression on the state level, at least the regional level. 43-6, and we take a break now. This is Tigers football on 88.9.
On last week.
Kickoff by Braden Kramer is on the ground, and it is recovered by Carlos Serrano for Commerce at the 36-yard line. So Tigers first down, moving left to right, trailing 43-6. As Leonard has scored twice here in the second half, a 17-yard touchdown pass from DJ Brown.
That's the offsides call on Leonard. I think Commerce is going to make them kick it again.
Okay, I had missed that.
Well, I'm not sure.
Looking down at my notes. No, they've moved it up to the 41 is what they've done. They've just added 5 yards on to the spot rather than having the kick again. So Tigers start at the 41. A 17-yard TD pass from DJ Brown to Ethan. No, that is, beg your pardon, Cameron Armstrong. And now just a moment ago, 3-yard touchdown run by Braden Kramer. Here's a ball kept on the ground. The ball is kept on the ground as the Tigers break out a nice gain for Isaiah Simon between the tackles up to the 50-yard line. And one of the Leonard blue and gold Tigers is down on the play at the 50-yard line. That's a gain of 9 yards up the middle for Isaiah Simon to the 50. And the Tigers have a 2nd and 1. So we have, again, an injury timeout here. Let's take a break. 43-6, Leonard leading, 9:55 to go. This is Tigers football on 88.9.
Hello, I'm Mark Rudin, president of Texas A&M University Commerce. I want to encourage you to get a COVID-19 vaccine when it becomes available to you. I have taken the shot, and I hope you will do the same to protect yourself, your family, friends, and our community. The COVID-19 vaccines are proven to be safe and effective. They will make it possible for us to once again spend face-to-face time with our family and friends and return to our everyday lives. Please consider getting the COVID-19 vaccine. Thank you, and stay healthy, Northeast Texas.
And as we come back to play, the Tigers give it to Isaiah Simon. He's dropped for a loss back to the Commerce 49-yard line. Loss of a yard. And again, that's David Brooks, the linebacker for Leonard. And you heard John McSheffrey talking about him in the pregame show, and he's been everything he was cracked up to be. Here's Ty Hoffman running for his life on this 3rd and 2 play, passing and almost caught at the sideline, but unable to hold on to it is Brody Bauman. Now we have a flag back at the 40-yard line in Leonard territory, or is the official waving that off?
Yeah, I think he's waving it off.
He dropped a flag back in the Leonard backfield. They say no penalty. And so it's 4th and 2 for Commerce at the 49-yard line. Brody Bauman almost coming up with a spectacular catch right in front of us. There is no track around this field, so we are really close to the action. And, of course, the stands themselves are not very high, as you would expect. And so vision is really quite good here. Tigers call timeout here with a 4th and 2 coming up from the Commerce 49-yard line. 8:25 left to go. We'll send it back to the KETR studios. This is Tigers football on 88.9.
Live, local, and commercial free. We're your station. 88.9 KETR. KETR.
Here's a 4th and 2 play for Commerce from the Tiger 49-yard line. Ashton Seal in motion all over the field, seemingly. From left to right now, moves back in a position behind the right tackle. And Ty Hoffman passing, and it's complete to Dre Gadlin over the middle. And he'll have the first down at the Leonard 44-yard line. That's a good-looking play, Kevin.
Yeah, that's Commerce's first completion of the evening.
Really?
Yes. Although there's only been 8 total attempts, counting Beal and Hoffman.
First down, Commerce at the Leonard 44. Ty Hoffman faking to Simon. Tries to take it off left tackle and is snowed under by Leonard tacklers over there. Ja'Cory Bush was there for Leonard as they unstack.
But I like that Ashton Seal, a lot of movement before the play to sort of have the defense reveal what kind of set they're in.
Yep.
And then you find out what you want to run, where you want to send your receivers. So
and they had plenty of time on the play clock. And here we have another player down. Some of this might be the heat and the humidity and the cramps. It's 85 degrees at last check.
Early season woes
here in Leonard, but we surely have seen a lot of players down tonight. By the way, we do see Darren Beal on the sidelines. for Commerce. The Tiger junior quarterback who was injured early in the game when he was punting, and the punt was blocked, and then he left the game. But we do see him over on the sidelines, and we take that as a good thing, good indication. So one of the Tigers down at the 45, and again, it is the trainer Amanda Herron who's on a busy night out there attending to him.
Isaiah Simon at 94 yards on 14 rushes. The Tigers at 111 total rushing yards and a touchdown. Their offense only 6 yards with that one pass completion so far tonight.
How many yards? Well, I can almost give you that because it would have all been Darren Beal. Last week,
right.
They had 180. No, I'm looking at D.J. Brown. For Beal, though, 220 yards passing last week, 14 of 20, and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
So, a tale of two cities, as they said, tale of two games.
Yeah, that one big one, 75-yarder to Deshaun Jackson, who we've seen very little of tonight, although I bet his defensive stats are pretty nice.
Yeah. So, again, we have an injury on the field. It's Leonard 43, Commerce 6, midway through the fourth quarter. This is Tigers football on 88.9. Lady Tigers volleyball team be at home Tuesday night against Terrell. And that's a 7:30 p.m. start for the varsity. Their record is 6-6 in the early part of the season, but good chance to see them Tuesday night. Cross-country team at Lovejoy tomorrow for their fall festival. With cross-country, my kids ran cross-country, always starts at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, well, if it's in the summer, thank goodness it starts at 8 o'clock
I guess that's why, but it's this time of year. But they will be at Lovejoy tomorrow. As you know, A&M Commerce football next Saturday evening at what is now Choctaw Stadium.
Lovejoy beating Sulphur Springs 71-7 right
Good
now.
heavens.
Yeah.
Wow. And
that's a final
score. So next Saturday night, A&M Commerce coming off their 12-6 win over Colorado State Pueblo last night. Big win on the road. And they play their arch rival, the Midwestern State Mustangs, at what used to be Globe Life Park and what also used to be the ballpark in Arlington, the Rangers ballpark, where the Rangers played in 2 World Series, and another World Series was played there last year.
Oh, it was so good to see them go, and then such heartbreaking to see them not win.
Yeah.
Wow, this Melissa Frisco Memorial game. Frisco Memorial up 42-35 on Melissa.
Wow.
That's a high-scoring game.
That's a wild one. But A&M Commerce Midwestern at what used to be Globe Life Park, now Choctaw Stadium, 6 p.m. next Saturday evening. Of course, that game will be on KETR, but I know a lot of you will make the drive to Arlington.
Hey, bring your radio. You can stream us. Bring your phone.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah. And then the Lions at home, the football Lions, September 18th. Huge game against number 1 West Florida at 6 p.m. And that game was going to be played last year, but of course it got wiped out by the coronavirus situation. But that is going to be big, and I have to believe that Memorial Stadium will be packed for that game September 18th.
Hey, Royce City over White House, 27-13.
I wonder if we've seen any more scores from our district, Commerce District.
We are running the scoreboard up. Quinlan Ford over Blue Ridge, 48-7. On our video stream, that we started running at KETR Radio on Facebook or YouTube. You can catch that both ways. Honey Grove over White Wright, 7-0.
We are doing a stream on Facebook and YouTube of these games.
Rockwall over Dallas Jesuit, 54-21, as I forget how to speak. Kaufman over Crandall, 26-21. And, of course, the Big Friday Night Scoreboard program will take you through all the final scores. Cooper over Collinsville, 47-14. We had a gentleman in the stands stop me, and he said he enjoys listening to the Scoreboard program on the way home from the games each night. The gentleman out here in Leonard, or each Friday night. I thanked him very much. Rivercrest over Detroit, 16-0. Little Elm on North Forney, 63-20.
Again, we have a Tiger player down, and we're waiting to see what transpires there.
We'll go over some of the stats again. Of course, Leonard really taking it to Commerce tonight, 43-6, 7:27 left in the game. The Commerce Tigers, not a lot stats-wise to speak of, but Isaiah Simon, who also went down for a little while but came back into the game, thankfully. 94 yards on 14 carries tonight. Ty Hoffman has 12 yards on 8 carries. Those are the two primary ball carriers for Commerce. Only one complete pass out of 8 total attempts between Bill and Hoffman, and that for 6 yards. The Leonard Tigers, DJ Brown, the All-Star, 122 rushing yards and 3 touchdowns, 14 carries to make that happen. Kramer has 43 yards on 11 carries and a touchdown. And number 34, Ja'Cory Bush, 10 carries, 93 yards for him. That's a very good night for Ja'Cory Bush. Of course, he started the game with a 59-yard run right out of the gate. DJ Brown also getting it done through the air. He's got 113 yards. He is 10 of 13 passing for 2 touchdowns. His primary wide receiver, well, he's hit Campbell 3 times, 8 yards apiece. He's hit Richardson twice for a 22-yard gain and a 12-yard gain, 34 yards. And Armstrong for 6 and 17. One of his touchdowns is to Armstrong. His other one is to Ja'Cory Bush. He doesn't have a touchdown on the ground, but he has one through the air, 13 yards and a touchdown. That puts him over 100 total yards on the game, too.
Yeah, Bush ran 59 yards with the first play from scrimmage. Off right tackle all the way to the 5-yard line, and then DJ Brown scored on the second play from scrimmage. It's been that kind of night for the Tigers. Amanda Heron, a Tiger trainer, still attending to the player who is down near midfield. It's 43-6. Leonard over Commerce, 7:27 showing on the clock remaining in the game. And we'll send it back to the KETR studios for a moment. This is Commerce Tigers football on 88.9.
On your station, 88.9 KETR. Wanted to share a couple of scores that are still in progress right now. Rockwall Yellow Jackets ahead of the Jesuit Prep Rangers is going to be 61-21 with about 6 minutes left in the third. Fourth quarter score, Wilson Wildcats over the Sunnyvale Raiders, 27-24. That one's coming down to the wire here as we move forward. Mineola leads Wills Point 42-11 with just a few minutes left in the third quarter. Last check, somewhere in the fourth. Let's see. We know that Cattle Mills was leading Bullard 44-14. Bowles was leading Como Picton 26-8 in the fourth quarter, and Eustis was out in front of the Lone Oak Buffaloes 25-21 just before the fourth quarter there in Lone Oak. I'm sorry, in Lone Oak tonight. Also, Hooks Hornets are out in front of the Winsboro Raiders. It's 35-28 somewhere in the fourth, and then late in the fourth, the Quinlan Ford Panthers over the Blue Ridge Tigers 48-14. That is current as of just a few minutes ago. go. And Royce City Bulldogs on the road at White House. Royce City 27, White House 13, somewhere in the fourth. And then with just a few minutes left of the game, Van Alstyne leads Bonham tonight, 48-7. Again, 48-7, Van Alstyne over Bonham. That game in Van Alstyne tonight. And as a look at games still underway, we'll pass finals along as we move along here later on the big Friday night scoreboard program here on your station, 88.9 KETR.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory disease.
Tigers will have their first home game next Friday night against the Lone Oak Buffaloes. They're old rivals. It's become something of a rivalry in recent years. And that game, of course, a 7:30 kickoff at A&M Commerce Memorial Stadium. So we'll look forward to finally having a home game. Then September 17th is an open date. And September 24th, they start the district schedule against the Bonham Purple Warriors, which is indeed one of the real traditional and historic rivals for Commerce.
Right.
And along with Cooper and with Honey Grove, and there's a few schools that Commerce has played many times, and it's been a while since they played Honey Grove, and not that long since they played Cooper. Would love to see that rivalry get started again at some point. But certainly Bonham, one of the great historic rivals for Commerce, and that'll be September 24th. But next Friday night at home against the Lone Oak Buffaloes. One of the Tigers injured, and it's been quite some time now, and I'm not sure that we're going to be able to identify him, or even really at this point if we should, according to UIL rules. And he has been moving his legs, has been moving his feet, so he is conscious, but I believe they have removed his jersey, so we're not going to be able to identify that particular player. But there are medical personnel on the field attending to him at the 45-yard line in Leonard territory.
Remember the one year we had, and he turned out to be fine, thankfully. But I'll say fine. He was injured. He had a broken leg. But where they landed, they brought a helicopter to Memorial Stadium and landed it on the field to take him out in a helicopter.
I'll tell you who that was. That was Landon Allen. He was the Tiger quarterback. Yeah. And
I remembered it was the quarterback. I didn't remember who it was.
Yeah, Landon Allen. And you hear the fans' applause now as Tiger players being removed from the field. And there is an ambulance over on the far side. I believe he will be removed in an ambulance. Again, I believe that we have seen that he is conscious. So that's encouraging. And no doubt he's going to receive excellent medical care, but always unsettling to see a player removed from the field and taken away in an ambulance. And it's been a rough night physically for the Commerce Tigers here this evening, without a doubt. And we still have half a quarter to go. 43-6. Leonard dominating the ball game here tonight. They have from the very first play from scrimmage. And as I say, I think they may have a powerhouse here in Leonard this year.
This is the year they've been waiting for, with DJ Brown as a senior with a lot of experience under his legs. They built up a system with Coach Fletcher.
He has been here now 17 years.
Yeah.
You just don't see that in high school football very much.
Not much, no.
He is 96, 80, and 1 in those 16 years.
They like him out here in Leonard, and for good reason.
That's a great thing when a coach can build up a program over that length of time.
I think so. It's in these small towns, it makes a big difference, and it kind of means he means more to the community than just football.
Right. So we're back to play second down and 10 for Commerce. Isaiah Simon picking his way through Leonard tacklers, has a nice gain across the 40 to about the 37-yard line or thereabouts. So that's a gain of roughly 7 yards. And Commerce with a second down and 3 coming up and a timeout taken. We have, another player down. This is a Leonard player who is down. And I don't, I must say, I don't think this is dirty play or players being overly aggressive. Anything like that. There's been no anger or no sort of unhappiness expressed
by the rest of the teammates, which you think you'd sure see that. However, we are looking at now, this was after a long time. Muscles cooled off a little bit. It's hot, dehydrated. Hopefully we're just looking at a cramp in this situation, and we see that often at this time of year. As football starts, we see cramps in the first few games as the heat and humidity and the training, getting everybody. I don't care if you do 2 days all summer long. If you go play and start playing real football, start cramping up in the heat.
Not the same thing.
It's physics and biology,
And again, the Leonard player down here, he's obviously conscious. It's not saying a lot, but that's the first thing that you think about, and as some indication of their well-being. So 43-6, Leonard leading, 6:11 left to go in the ball game. Again, we have a timeout for a player injury. This time it's a Leonard player, and we'll send it back to the KETR studios. This is Commerce Tigers football on 88.9 KETR. And the Leonard player now being assisted off the field and favoring his left leg, but otherwise able to manage to get off the field somewhat on his own power, but with a good deal of assistance. So second down, now make it third down and 4 for the Tigers. Ty Hoffman taking the snap. Or actually, this is a direct snap, I believe, to Cody Bauman. Brody Bauman.
Yeah, we saw that some last week, too. He took at least one play like that.
And he is dropped for a loss back to the 44-yard line. Or is he in the ball game? He is in the game at quarterback now. Brody Bauman is in the game at quarterback. So this loss back to the 44. And now Commerce with a 4th and 10. And here is Deshaun Jackson in the slot, going in motion from right to left, taking the handoff, making the corner, and crossing the line of scrimmage, and is close to a first down over on the far side. Now, this was a 4th and 10. And I don't know if he quite made it. Maybe he did not. So apparently he was bumped out a yard or so short at the 36-yard line of Leonard. So Deshaun Jackson taking the handoff from Brody Bauman. We see him now at quarterback rather than Ty Hoffman. And Jackson coming up a yard or so short of the first down. So Leonard takes over at the 36-yard line.
And we'll see if DJ Brown comes back in the game.
5:10 left to go in the game. 43-6, Leonard. And they may have a new quarterback.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be Ethan Richardson. No. It's
Trent Newby?
Trent.
Yeah, it looks like Trent Newby now at quarterback. He recovered 2 fumbles in the first half. And he is now the Leonard quarterback, and he goes over the right side for a short gain. And on the tackle there for the Tigers, Carlos Serrano, the younger brother of Henry Serrano. And that's a gain of 3 yards to the 39-yard line. Clock rolling with 4:40 left to go in the ball game. And Leonard 43-6 over Commerce. He led 22-6 at the end of the first quarter. Trent Newby, the new quarterback. Quick pass out to the flat. Bobbled, now caught, and that's his brother. Makes that catch, Tyler Newby. And Tyler Newby brought down pretty quickly after a short pickup.
Trey Gadlin, I believe, bringing him down.
All right, Trey Gadlin, who had fumble recovery in the first half for Commerce. Gain is to the 41-yard line, so that's a 2-yard gain, and now this is 3rd down and 5 for Leonard. Moving from right to left. 2 in the slot, 2 wide to either side. Trent Newby is the quarterback, replacing DJ Brown, who's had an incredible night for Leonard. Handoff, and this will go for a big gain here for Leonard. It'll be good for a 1st down. And on the carry, that's Andrew Kramer. Trey Gadlin again on the tackle for Commerce. Brody Ballman. The gain is to the Commerce 46-yard line. Brody Ballman helping out with that tackle. 1st down for Leonard. In Commerce territory at the 46-yard line. I would imagine that both sides be quite happy to see the clock expire here fairly quickly. Leonard still has all 3 timeouts. I can't imagine that they would want to use one. Commerce does have 1 timeout left. Trent Newby heading off. And again, this is the younger Kramer, tackled by Trey Gadlin and also Kendrick Greer for Commerce. Andrew Kramer, sophomore, just 130 pounds, so they say. He gets to the Commerce 42-yard line. So that's a gain of 4 yards for Leonard. Clock continues to roll, just over 2.5 minutes left to go. Leonard mounting another drive here against Commerce. They started at their 36, now at the Commerce 42. This is 2nd down and 6. Snap to Trent Newby. And the handoff to Kramer off the left side. He cuts it back. Swarmed by Tigers at about the 38-yard line. Kendrick Greer there for Commerce. Also Isaiah Simon, also in there for Commerce. Cody Jenkins, who we told you performed with the Tiger Band at halftime.
A little Sweet Caroline from the band.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, that was the Commerce Band from the
is that the Commerce?
field.
Oh, that's, wow, your microphone's going strong. So now 3rd and 2.
Or the band is going strong.
Well,
That's
both.
how I liked it.
Both, yeah. 3rd and 2 from the Commerce 38-yard line. Here's the snap to Trent Newby, backup quarterback, going a step to his right, now cutting back, crossing the line of scrimmage. He'll have the 1st down for Leonard at the 32-yard line of the Commerce Tigers. That's a gain of 6 yards. So Trent Newby engineering a nice drive here, junior quarterback for Leonard, and has primarily played on defense here tonight. And as we said, recovered a couple of fumbles in the first half, had a major role in that big blitz by Leonard in the first quarter. Clock down now under 1 minute.
I think
and so we'll probably just see that he goes to a knee, and so they'll snap it one more time, and that'll be it. It's been a tough night for the Commerce Tigers here tonight in a variety of ways. Most notably, this has been a tough night in terms of players down with injuries. And the 43-6 loss certainly not a happy thing for the Tigers either, but you have to be more concerned about injuries that the team has suffered, and that's the greatest concern. So clock now down under 10 seconds, and players lining up for the handshakes as they cross the field. And I must say there have been not the slightest bit of unsportsmanlike, although there's one unsportsmanlike conduct against Leonard. I'm not sure what that was for, but players have not been scrapping with each other at all, which can happen on a night like tonight where one team just gets out in front and dominates the game, and it's hot. Some guys are getting hurt along the way, but there's been none of that whatsoever. So that is a good thing. 43-6 is the final and we'll come back and wrap it up. This is Tigers football on 88.9 KETR.
Hello.
Commerce Tigers football on 88.9 KETR. John Mark Dempsey and Kevin Jeffries with you. Tough night for the Orange and Black and their fans. 43-6, the loss to the Leonard Tigers tonight. We'll recap it for you very quickly. This started off bad, didn't get a lot better as Ja'Cory Bush went 59 yards off right tackle on the first play from scrimmage to the Commerce 5-yard line. Then DJ Brown scored a 5-yard run. The kick was no good. It was 6-0 Leonard with 11:30 left to go in the first quarter. Leonard then comes back. They score after a fumble recovery by Trent Newby at the Commerce 46-yard line. They score actually the 47-yard line. They scored on the first play, and it was a 47-yard run by DJ Brown, his second touchdown of the night. And then they got the 2-point conversion on a run by Braden Kramer to make it 14-0 midway through the first quarter. Leonard scored after the blocked punt. And this is the play in which the Tiger quarterback, Darren Beal, was injured. Now, again, we see him on the sideline. So the injury, not certainly something that is to be treated lightly, but at least we know that he's been able to stay on the sideline with the team throughout the game, but he was not able to play in the rest of the ball game as he was punting, and the punt was blocked. The rush came right up the middle, and Leonard had the ball then at the Commerce 6-yard line. DJ Brown, the quarterback, scored on a 6-yard run. There was a low snap on the extra point attempt, and so the score remained at 20-0 with 3.5 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Commerce then mounted a 65-yard drive in 7 plays, by far the best drive of the evening for Commerce right at the end of the first quarter. There was a 38-yard run by Isaiah Simon on that drive, and then Ty Hoffman, who came in to play quarterback for Darren Beal, scored on a 1-yard run at the end of that drive. And then the extra point kick was blocked, and it was picked up by Tyler Newby, and Newby returned it for 2 points for Leonard. So 22-6 was the score at that point with 1 minute left to go in the first quarter, and it remained that way until late in the second quarter as Leonard went on a 65-yard, 7-play drive, 39-yard run by DJ Brown. Big play on the drive, 13-yard touchdown pass from Brown to Ja'Cory Bush for the touchdown, and Braden Kramer with the extra point to make it 29-6, and that was the score at halftime. 2 touchdowns in the second half, both for Leonard. They got the ball at the Commerce 29-yard line right after the beginning of the third quarter, as there was a low snap. Tigers attempting to punt, and Emmanuel Castillo went down to a knee to block the ball and to stop the ball from getting past him. And of course, he was down at that point at the 29-yard line. And so Leonard goes 29 yards in 5 plays. They get the 17-yard touchdown pass from DJ Brown to Cameron Armstrong, and then Kramer the extra point. And that made the score, what? That was, didn't write it down, so that was 36-6 at that point.
Wow.
For Leonard leading with 8:30 left to go in the third quarter. And then Leonard, on their next possession, they went 72 yards in 9 plays. 72 yards in 11 plays. And then Braden Kramer scored the 3-yard run. Kramer kicked the extra point.
Yeah, that was a long march down the field for the Leonard Tigers.
Yeah.
They just they were running clock and getting down the field, topped it off with pay dirt.
Kramer had a 21-yard, I don't know if that was a 21-yard run or a 21-yard reception, probably a run, 21-yard run, I think, by Kramer, and then he got the touchdown on the 3-yard run, kicked the extra point. And 43-6 at that point early in the fourth quarter, and that is the final score. So this has been a rough night for Commerce Tigers. And as we told you, we had a player removed late in the ballgame who was injured and taken away by ambulance. And we don't know the identity of that player, although we understand someone thought they were able to identify him from the video stream. But we will not speculate on that or not take that. It may very well be accurate, but we don't want to say something then that might not be correct, and especially in a situation like that where player was taken away in the ambulance. As I say, we did see him moving his legs, so he was conscious, and that, if nothing else, is encouraging and some reason for optimism.
Hoping for an abundance of caution in this situation.
Right. We're trying to be certainly be as cautious as is warranted, and it is warranted to be very cautious. So 43-6 here, final. Kevin, any other observations before we wrap it up and get the heck out of Dodge here?
Well, it was real hard with the Commerce Tigers to see what they just really couldn't get much of anything going. The offense didn't get a lot going, and then Beal went down, and they lost him for the game. So it was real hard to see them build on some of the positives from last week.
What about now? How many yards rushing did
Isaiah
Leonard
Simon
have tonight?
Leonard. Although Isaiah Simon ended with over 100 yards rushing, 101.
Yeah,
and so
night.
he had a pretty good night, and that was on 15 carries. But total rushing for Leonard and the team was 257 yards. DJ Brown had 122 and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Kramer had 43 yards on 11 carries and a touchdown. And Bush had 93 yards on 10 carries, and he had a receiving touchdown for 13 yards.
Yeah.
DJ Brown also had 113 passing yards. He was 10 of 13, very high percentage there, and 2 touchdowns as well through the air.
I was going to say, as crazy as it sounds, I thought Commerce looked a little bit better on defense and stopping the run tonight than they did against Edgewood. They gave up over 300 yards rushing against Edgewood last week. But I thought they were more so around the ball, making earlier contact. Tonight, in some respect, it was too much DJ Brown. But otherwise than that, I thought, you don't want to give up 250 or whatever it was yards rushing. But actually, I thought I saw some improvement in the rushing defense tonight, as insane as that sounds, compared to the game last week.
You certainly hope so, and you expect them to make some adjustments. However, with Leonard getting out to a big lead, they may have been running shorter plays by design and some things like that. So it's hard to see. However, I do think in the places where Commerce was able to string together a little bit of a game tonight without losing key pieces, which was on defense basically, they did show some improvements, I think.
But not good. There's not a lot to recommend the Tigers' performance here tonight. But
the Commerce Tigers, Leonard Tigers did fantastic tonight.
That is true. But we did see they were there as there very often will be. There were flashes of promise there for Commerce as the evening went along. So again, our final score here is 43-6, big win for Leonard. Now they have won their first 2 games by scores of 43-7 and 43-6. Wow, that's a pretty good start for the Leonard Tigers. Now the Commerce Tigers will play Lone Oak at home next Friday night, and that'll be the first home game at A&M Commerce Memorial Stadium. Of course, kickoff, as always, at 7:30, and we'll be on the air shortly after 7 p.m. So thanks to our producer, Jared Knight, and also Ryan Fulkerson, his compadre, and the big Friday night scoreboard with Jared and Ryan and others, I'm sure, will continue now on KETR. So for Kevin Jeffries, this is John Mark Dempsey. Thanks for listening to Commerce Tigers football.
live, local, and commercial free. We're your station. 88.9 KETR. KETR.
Friday night scoreboard program right here on your station, 88.9 KETR. I'm Ryan Fulkerson, joined in studio by Jared Knight. And let me tell you, it's been a rough night for the Commerce Tigers out in Leonard tonight. The final score in Leonard, 43-6. Tigers over the Tigers. That's the Leonard Tigers over the Commerce Tigers. We do have other scores that we've been watching tonight on the big Friday night scoreboard, however. And some of those have already gone final. So I think I'm going to go ahead and start off with the final scores that we've picked up while you all have been listening to the Leonard versus Commerce game. Starting off with Frisco Liberty and Greenville. The Lions traveling out to meet the Red Hawks there in Frisco. And the final score there, Greenville 21, Frisco 55. Victory there by the Liberty Red Hawks. Moving on to the next final, we've got another handy victory. This one more of a blowout than even the Commerce-Leonard game that you guys just listened to. That's Lovejoy and Sulphur Springs. Lovejoy, the Leopards, taking that one 71-7 over the Wildcats. Next up, we've got another pretty big gap here in Scurry-Rosser versus Quitman. Quitman, the Bulldogs, traveling out to face the Wildcats. And the final score in that one, Quitman 13, Scurry-Rosser 42. Next up down the line, we've got the Canton Eagles over the North Lamar Panthers. The final score in that game, Canton 47, North Lamar 6. Moving down the scoreboard here for some more finals, we've got Cooper over Collinsville. This one, another pretty handy victory by the Bulldogs. Cooper takes that one 47-14 over the Pirates. Collinsville traveling out to Cooper for that game. Next up, we've got North Forney at Little Elm. The final score in that one, Little Elm Lobos over the North Forney Falcons 63-20. And moving down the list, Midlothian, the Panthers, they took on the Jackrabbits of Forney at home in a shutout victory. Midlothian takes that one 28-0. Next up, we've got the A-Plus Academy Knights versus the Farmersville Farmers. The biggest blowout game of the night. Farmersville takes that one 74-0. Big old goose egg for the Knights of the A-Plus Academy. And our final score from tonight is the Maybank Panthers. They take out the Kemp Yellow Jackets 48-6, defending home there, the Maybank Panthers over the Kemp Yellow Jackets. And some Thursday night finals just to get them out of the way. We've got number 3 South Lake Carroll and number 10 Rockwall Heath in a shootout on Thursday night. It's going to be 36-35 South Lake Carroll in that one. And then a non-UIL opponent versus the Savoy Cardinals. They take the Savoy Cardinals down 52-6. Those are all the final scores we've seen tonight, and it looks like we've got some pretty large margins of victory on the Friday night scoreboard tonight. Jared, what do you think about that?
I can tell you that we've seen a lot of exciting games as we move through the evening, and there continue to be some as we have those, you were mentioning those final scores that are rolling into the scoreboard center. Honestly, I'm seeing just a whole lot of excitement for Friday football sort of returning to the airwaves here in Northeast Texas. I've been keeping an eye on the audience as we move through the evening, too, and folks are engaged. They're involved in what it is that we're putting on the air here in Northeast Texas, and we are so excited to have so many folks who are, as we like to say, riding along here on a football Friday night in order to help us make this whole thing worth doing, right? And so it's been really exciting. It continues to be exciting. We still have some games underway. I think, did you mention Rockwall Jesuit Prep? You know, Rockwall is way out in front, 74-28 at last check with 4 minutes left to go in the game. That one is another one of those high-scoring games. Also, Salina is hosting the Paris Wildcats. Salina's up 28-10 now. That last check, that was with just a few minutes left in the third quarter, so we'll see how that one goes here this evening. Also, I want to remind everybody that you can text the studio. If you'd like to call, you can call, by the way. You can call in now on the Big Friday Night Scoreboard program, 800-882-KETR. That's 800-882-5387. You can also text the studio if you like, 903-751-5145. That's 903-751-5145. And the text messages are open, so you can call that, or you can call it, or you can text that number, and we'll try to take your information and pass it along here on a football Friday night. No, we had a few folks who called in last week. They wanted to share information. If anybody's out there who wants to share information, you can do that now. The phone lines, Ryan, you'll have to confirm the phone lines are open down there in the studio complex. 800-882-KETR. That's 800-882-5387. You can use your phone right now and join us here on the Big Friday Night Scoreboard program. We'd love to have you so we could chit-chat here on the air in Northeast Texas. And, of course, the stream is still up and going, the video stream. The UIL rules this year allowed for folks to be able to watch the video streaming in case you aren't able or are unwilling to go out to these football games live and be in crowds and be around people. A lot of folks are trying to avoid that here as the COVID-19 pandemic is still wreaking havoc throughout the region. And for these reasons and others, we are able to bring you live video pictures, moving pictures from these high school football games here on KETR. And so, if you like, you can join us each Friday night. We're going to continue to try to bring these moving pictures as we move through the football season and follow the Commerce Tigers wherever they may go. And it is our hope that they are here in Commerce next week. That's what's on the schedule. And so we'll be with the Tigers next Friday night, and you'll be able to tune in and watch along, I hope, as well as listen, just like always. You know, we've been 46 years on the air here in Northeast Texas, and now this is, you and I, we've been streaming for 2 years, but the video stream of the Commerce Tigers, as far as KETR doing it, has been only just this 1 year. So anyway, really exciting to be doing this. I'm having a good time. I know, Ryan, that you're having a good time because I can see you over there having a good time. And if you'd like to join us, pick up the phone and call 800-882-KETR. That's 800-TUBJETS. Or you can also text us at 903-751-5145. That's 903-751-5145. I don't know if that has a clever mnemonic to go with it as yet, but I'll have to check it out and find out. But you're welcome to participate if you like. Go ahead. We'll pass along some more final scores as we move through the evening here on the Big Friday Night Scoreboard program.
That's true. And anybody that's looking to call into the scoreboard program and has any information to share, we do have a couple games that we're still looking out for here. Last updated in the first quarter, last updated at halftime, stuff like that. So I'm going to go ahead and read some of those off in case any of you were attending these matchups. We've got Pottsboro and Gunter. Last check, we have Gunter ahead 7-0, 10 minutes remaining in the first quarter. We're also looking for Bells at Breckenridge. We last checked that one somewhere nearing halftime. Bells was leading 34-0. We're looking for Bullard and Caddo Mills. The last check on that one was in the first quarter. Bullard leading 7-6. We're also looking for Honey Grove and Whitewright. Whitewright at last check was trailing the Honey Grove Warriors 7-0. Last check at halftime, we had Bogota Rivercrest and Detroit. Bogota Rivercrest leading that one 16-0. We're also still looking for Van Alstyne and Bonham. The last check we got from that one was in the first quarter where Van Alstyne led 7-0. We're also looking for Chisholm and Wolf City. I know Jared's personally invested in that game. So if anybody was attending the Wolf City matchup, that's going to be Chisholm at Wolf City. Last check was 0-0. We haven't even gotten a score on that one. And another one that we're looking for an update on is Eustis and Lone Oak. That one hasn't been updated in quite some time. We do have some scores that are just starting to wrap up, however. We've got Melissa and Frisco Memorial in a shootout tonight, actually. Melissa, the Cardinals, traveling out to Frisco to face the Warriors of Frisco Memorial. The current score in that one, somewhere in the third quarter, Frisco Memorial 42, Melissa Cardinals 35. Moving on down the list here, Edgewood and Prairieland. Last check in the third quarter, Edgewood, the Bulldogs, led Prairieland Patriots 37-20. Sorry about that. We've also got Royce City and White House. In the fourth quarter, Royce City leads White House 27-13. We've got the Quinlan Ford Panthers over the Blue Ridge Tigers 48-14 in the fourth quarter. This one that Jared just mentioned, but I've been keeping an eye on all night because it's been a shootout since the start. Mostly Rockwall heavy in this one, though. Rockwall, the Yellow Jackets over the Dallas Jesuit Rangers 74-28 in the fourth quarter. We've got Crandall and Kaufman. Kaufman at home defending against the the Crandall Pirates. I knew that. Kaufman 32, Crandall 27. The Mineola Yellow Jackets, they're also defending home tonight against the Wills Point Tigers. Current score in that one, Mineola 42, Wills Point 11 in the fourth quarter. Those are all the scores that we have updated for you right now. Once again, call in the studio, 800-882-5387 if you want to share anything. You can also text us, 903-751-5145. You can tweet us at KETR Sports. You can send a carrier pigeon. You can make smoke signals, anything you feel necessary. But while you guys figure out how you're going to get in contact with us, we're going to go ahead and take one more quick break. And then we'll come back and we'll run down some more scores. Right now at the KETR Sports Center, it's 80 degrees and clear. Stay tuned. It's your station, 88.9 KETR.
During the COVID-19 pandemic, it's important to take steps to help stop the spread. Follow 5 tips.
and I hope you will do the same to protect yourself, your family, friends, and our community. The COVID-19 vaccines are proven to be safe and effective. They will make it possible for us to once again spend face-to-face time with our family and friends and return to our everyday lives. Please consider getting the COVID-19 vaccine. Thank you, and stay healthy, Northeast Texas.
It's the big Friday night scoreboard program right here on your station, 88.9 KETR. I'm Ryan Fulkerson, joined in studio by Jared Knight. And Jared, I hear you have some exclusive scores to share.
Yeah, such that they're exclusive, I don't know. I mean, a lot of people actually went to these games, and so they probably know what's going on as well. But if you didn't go to the game, if you happen to be listening here on the Big Friday Night Scoreboard program, maybe I can share with you. Hey, before I give these scores, by the way, if you'd like to participate in tonight's program, if you want to become part of the big broadcast, all you have to do is pick up your nearest or the nearest telephone, and maybe use your face or your thumb print to open it up. And you can call 800-882-KETR. That's 800-882-5387 in order to participate on the broadcast. You can also text the studio at 903-7515145. That's 903-7515145. Get your texting thumbs ready, and we'd be happy to hear from you. Final scores throughout the evening here on the Big Friday Night Scoreboard program. Lovejoy beats Sulphur Springs 71-7. That's a final score out of Lovejoy tonight. Lucas, let's see. Little Elm beats North Forney 63-20, a final. Liberty beats Greenville tonight 55-21. Rockwell Yellow Jackets beat Jesuit Prep Rangers. It was 75-28, the final score. Wilson Wildcats beat Sunnyvale tonight 34-24 was the final score. Breckenridge falls to Bells tonight. Bells wins it 41-20 in Breckenridge tonight. Let's see. Brock High School Eagles beats Community Braves 47-13 was that final score. Mineola Yellow Jackets beat the Wills Point Tigers 42-11. Mount Vernon beats Pittsburgh tonight 38-6, the final score. Callisburg beats S&S Consolidated 36-10 was the final. Gutter High School Tigers, they beat the Pottsboro Cardinals tonight by quite a bit. It was 51-7 when the smoke cleared. Looks like Honeygrove beats Whitewright tonight. They were knotted at 7 for a long time, but Honeygrove ekes out the win 20-7, the final over Whitewright this evening in Honeygrove. As you know, the Leonard Tigers beat the Commerce Tigers tonight 43-6 there in Leonard. That one kind of a hugely disappointing game for the Commerce Tigers. We had a lot of injuries, as we heard here on 88.9 KETR this evening. John Mark Dempsey and Kevin Jeffries with the call of that game earlier this evening. Cattle Mills Foxes, they beat the Bullard Panthers tonight 44-20 was the final score. Bowles beats Como-Picton at Como-Picton. It was 26-8 the final. Cooper Bulldogs beat the Collinsville Pirates tonight, 47-14, the final score. This final, it was a close one, Lone Oak Buffaloes versus the Eustis Bulldogs, but Lone Oak wins 27-25, the final score out of Lone Oak this evening. Hooks, the Hornets beat the Raiders of Winsboro tonight, 41-35. Hooks was on the road at Winsboro this evening. The Quinlan Ford Panthers beat the Blue Ridge Tigers tonight 48-14 was the final score. Big Sandy falls to Alba Golden. Alba Golden went to Big Sandy this time. Big Sandy put no points on the board. It was 20-0 Alba Golden over Big Sandy this evening. The Rebels of Rivercrest beat the Detroit Eagles tonight 38-6 the final score. Royce City Bulldogs beat White House 27-13 the final. Looks like Paris and Salina, they played it out there in Salina tonight, but Salina wins 35-24 over the Paris Wildcats. Canton Eagles beat the North Lamar Panthers 47-6 was that final. In a similar vein, Van Alstyne beats Bonham tonight. Van Alstyne 48, Bonham 7, the final score out of Van Alstyne this evening. And then Farmersville Farmers ran away with it against the A-Plus Academy Knights tonight. It was 74-0. That's 7-4 0, the final score out of Farmersville this evening. Those are scores that I've got to pass along to you here on the Big Friday Night Scoreboard program. If you happen to know of others, if you were at a game that we haven't listed here and you'd like to share that score with us or with our listening audience or our viewing audience, you're welcome to call us up at 800-882-KETR. That's 800-882-5387. Or you can text 903-751-5145. That's 903-751-5145. You also earlier mentioned carrier pigeon, Ryan, and I thought that that was a bit of a stretch, but I realize here back in the dungeon here at KETR, where I've got the TV production booth set up, I have been hearing things hit the window this evening. I'm wondering if that's carrier pigeons not knowing where to land, and maybe they're just kind of coming and knocking. I don't know.
Glass does fool those avian creatures sometimes.
And I just don't. Here's the thing: I just don't know if someone who's your age, with your experiences, is going to mention that carrier pigeon is a way that you could potentially communicate with us here at KETR. It could be more people than I thought sending carrier pigeons out there in the world. This one from Randy. Randy says, Salina 35, Paris 24. Thank you, Randy, for texting that one in. Randy sent us a text, 751-5145. That's 751-5145. Well, I know he got it right because I'm looking at the message, right? Randy knows.
Randy knows.
He did it the right way. And you can, too. It's as simple as picking up your phone and texting 903-751-5145. Thank you, Randy. And anyone else who might be calling, too, at 800-882-KETR. That's 800-TUBJETS.
We've apparently had problems with that in the past.
I don't mind saying. People call here sometimes. So 800 is us, and there's. I mean, we're not going to throw out advertising, but suffice it to say that not too far off there in the 8 category, the 800 number category is a service whose. They sell, parts for your jacuzzi, basically, and so you call TUBJETS and they'll hook you up. So we learned that because sometimes they call us looking for parts for their jacuzzi, and we say, well, close.
Yeah, almost there.
Public radio station in Texas, not a jacuzzi repair service in Canada, but you know what? Thanks for calling, and if you'd like to give us scores from your games in Canada or wherever you happen to be from, you're welcome to do that. 800-882-5387. It's the Big Friday Night Scoreboard program here on your station, 88.9 KETR. We're online at KETR.org. You can also ask your smart speaker to play KETR in order to link up with audio content from here at your station. We are also listener-supported radio for Northeast Texas. Of course, we're listener-supported radio for anyone who wants to listen to us or watch us anywhere in the world. We survive, this station does, and its programming on contributions from folks just like you who say, you know what, I want to make sure that things like this continue to happen around here where I live, and I want to support it. And then they'll go to KETR.org and click that big red donate button up at the top right-hand corner of the website there, and they'll, or at the very top of the page if you go on your smartphone, and it'll take you to a form that is safe and secure, and you can make a contribution to public radio right here in Northeast Texas, specifically 88.9 KETR. We'll send you a thank you note. I'll send you one even.
Personally.
Yeah, I'll make sure that you get a note that says that I received your contribution, and we'll make sure that you are credited and so forth and so on, and we'll be happy that you support public radio here in Northeast Texas, especially when we do not so public radio things like streaming and broadcasting high school and college sports here on the radio station. We've been at Commerce Tigers football now for 46 years and counting. This has been a real treat. It continues to be a treat each and every Friday night, and we hope you'll continue to join us here on the Big Friday Night Scoreboard program, and of course for Commerce Tigers football and Lions football. We've got a Lions game coming up. I think we talked about it. It's next week's Saturday, so you got to go a week from today and then wait one more day. And that'll get you to September 11th, where the Lions are playing Midwestern State, and that's happening at Choctaw
Stadium.
I'll keep wanting to say Choctaw Arena.
It does have a ring to it, doesn't it? I mean,
but that's not what it is. It's Choctaw Stadium. Choctaw like the Choctaw that's in Oklahoma that folks go and they have a resort up there. A couple places actually, I think. That's the Choctaw that has the naming rights there to that stadium that we used to call Globe Life Park. And then Globe Life Field was built, and then there was a great little TV spot for the announcers that talked about how confusing it was to have Globe Life Field right next door to Globe Life Park, and so now we don't have to deal with that nightmare anymore. It's over. But the Lions will be at Choctaw. What do we say?
Choctaw Stadium.
Stadium. I need to write it down, I think. Choctaw Stadium. That's the one I'm going to get wrong.
Formerly Globe Life Park, and then formerly before that, the ballpark at Arlington.
Right, but the Tigers play before that. They'll play next Friday here at home. Who are they? Who's coming to Commerce?
It's going to be the Lone Oak Buffaloes coming to face Commerce at home at Memorial Stadium.
All coming off of their win tonight.
That's true. And, that's Lone Oak Buffaloes coming to face the Commerce Tigers at Memorial Stadium and Ernest Hawkins Field. The Lions, who own that field, going to play at the Choctaw Stadium, formerly the.
Imagine having a field and then going to somebody else's.
Their own. I mean, it's a pretty nice facility. If we're being honest, it's one of the better facilities in the general vicinity.
Are you talking about Choctaw?
No, I'm talking about Memorial Stadium. It's one of the better facilities in the Northeast Texas area, as long as you don't, foray into the Metroplex a little bit. But
I don't know how much time we have for an aside, but we're talking about Choctaw. We're talking about Globe Life. We're talking about Rangers Ballpark in Arlington, which is, I believe, what it was called whenever it was brand new. And I remember going when it was brand new and thinking, "Oh wow, this is so much bigger and cooler than the ballpark in Arlington that was there before." Rangers Stadium, I think, is what. And anyhow, the point of the story is that I remember thinking, wow, this thing is really huge and neat. Nothing will ever top it. It will probably last for 25 or more years.
Enter AT&T Stadium.
And then AT&T Stadium comes along. They've just got to make it bigger and better, and so that's fine. I hear the new place is great. I haven't been to Globe Life Field, but I hear it's great. There was a lot of kind of joking about the fact that once it gets up to past 72 degrees, they shut the they put the convertible top up, they unstrap it, and then you have to pull over, and then they put the top up. And then, and so they keep it 72 or something like that. Or is it maybe it's 78? Stadium. Maybe it's 78. It's not 72. Maybe it's 78. I don't think you can keep that much space at 72 degrees.
Well, I
don't want all my HVAC friends calling me and telling me how hard it is to keep that much space cool at 72 degrees. But I just would be surprised if they kept it at 72 degrees.
Yeah, athletics director Tim McMurray was on halftime last night at the Lions game saying that whenever he had previously been to Globe Life Park, that if you went when there weren't 10,000 people in the park, it was 38 degrees inside because they had to pre-cool it before the 10,000 came in. It's because it gets so hot because of body heat or whatever that they cool it to 38 degrees inside of Globe Life Park before they fill it with people.
38 degrees.
38 degrees. He might have been exaggerating, but obviously they keep it nice and chilly in there, and I mean it heats up.
You don't even have to refrigerate the dogs at 38 degrees. That's
you know just set them out on the counter.
Well, I'm just saying, like because food safety says it's got to be lower than 40, right? So it's got to be 38 degrees would mean you don't even really have to keep. You could keep stuff out on the counter.
Yeah, I don't know if it's actually 38 degrees. Regardless,
it'll thaw if it's frozen.
It says it's very cold in there when it's not packed with 10,000 people.
Well, I guess, if you've got a jacket next weekend, you can
get there early.
No,
it's
not the same place. It's next door, remember? It's at Choctaw. It's Choctaw Arena.
Choctaw Stadium.
Choctaw Stadium. That's where
Oh, man. You can tell that it's getting late here at the KETR Sports Center. And we're going to go ahead and take one more break. Then we'll come back and we'll run down the final scores before we get you guys some music to hopefully make the remainder of your drive home. Right now at the KETR Sports Center, 80 degrees and clear for the rest of the night. Tomorrow, highs around 97 and partly cloudy. It's your station, 88.9 KETR. It's the big Friday night scoreboard program.
Well, hello, folks. It's your old...
It's the big Friday night scoreboard program right here on your station, 88.9 KETR. I'm Ryan Fulkerson, as always, joined in studio by Jared Knight. Not really in studio, but we're in the same building. He's down the hall producing TV, which is a new foray for us, but we think that it's going astoundingly well this week. Last week,
we have to
struggling.
think that.
Yeah, we have to believe in our own product. Or I mean, really, who's going to?
Well, but we had a lot of folks tune in. I don't mind sharing that I had a couple of folks who have texted and otherwise reached out through social media channels this evening saying, hey, it's really cool that you guys are doing this. And that makes us feel that much better, because otherwise it's just us goofing around playing with technology, and as much fun as that can be for some of us, it's a thing that I like to try to keep between 8 and 5 on weekdays, and so it makes it worth it to know that somebody out there's paying attention and that they think that it's kind of nice. So if you also think it's kind of nice, feel free to participate. Thanks for listening, and I guess you'd still take a call, Ryan, if somebody called at 800-882-5387. That's 800-882-KETR, 800 Tubjets.
The window is closing. Get your calls in now. The window is closing. But speaking of closing windows, let's go ahead and close out this scoreboard. We'll run it down one more time.
Would you like me to? I'm sorry.
Sure.
We should have planned this in the break, but I wasn't paying attention to what you were doing.
Oh, well, you know. Nobody ever pays attention around here.
I just was. You probably told me, here's what I want you to do, and then I just slept on it.
Oh, it's fine. I just said we were going to run down the scoreboard, and then we were going to get these guys some music to make sure that they make it home safe. So, of course, disappointing game for the Commerce Tigers tonight, where they traveled out to Leonard. Interesting game in some aspects. We saw some cool strategy put in place by the Tigers with some key decisions.
Which Tigers?
The Commerce Tigers.
Okay.
We saw a lot of athletic feats from the Leonard Tigers, especially out of their 4-year starter quarterback DJ Brown, who rushed for some ridiculous number of yards tonight. Jared, you know what that number is?
Well, yeah, but I'm keeping it a secret.
Oh, okay.
No, it was 122 yards rushing for DJ Brown on the Leonard Tigers tonight. That was 122 yards, and their player number 10 Kramer had 43 rushing yards, and then their player number 34 Bush had 93 rushing yards. So they just spent a whole lot of time with the football. one thing that we don't really have in terms of high school football stats is time of possession, but we'll just say that total offensive yards for Leonard was 370, and we had 131 yards. Commerce Tigers had 131 offensive yards. The biggest rusher for the Tigers was Simon, number 20, with 101 rushing yards this evening on that game. When you mentioned the strategy, when you were talking about some of the neat plays that somebody pulled, and this was something that it was kind of neat because it was unfolding in real time at the time. And if you're watching the stream, or if you want to go back later and pick up the stream, and you can rewind and go back and find the moment when this happened. But there was a point at which the Leonard Tigers had their backs to the goal line. It was following an awfully deep, what there was as close to a coffin corner punt as what you oftentimes will see after the Tigers were they went out, and so they had to punt, and they put it all the way on the 5-yard line, and then the clock's ticking up to halftime. It was right before halftime, and so the Leonard Tigers take the ball there and drop back to the 1-yard line and take a knee, because you have to hike the ball, and then you give it to the quarterback and he takes a knee. The idea there was we'll just burn it out and go to but the strategy then the Commerce Tigers employed was to call a timeout, thereby making it impossible for the Leonard Tigers to take a knee, because they would then be in their own end zone, and it would be a safety, and so they had to run a play. Of course, interestingly, they ran what would be the only play, I guess, that would be smart there was just hand the ball to the running back and have him jump past the line of scrimmage and fall down, just to kind of burn the time off the clock, which is all they had to do. But Commerce burned the last timeout, and there was just a little head scratching on our end, because we were like, why burn a timeout? I guess you got them. You could spend them how you want to, but it ended up being specifically to try to pin them in the end zone and see if they'll run something out, maybe pop the ball loose and try to make it back. Because early in the game, this was in addition to some early scores by the Leonard Tigers. You remember that the Commerce Tigers also had kind of a awful situation that happened on a PAT where the ball got loose. And then picked up, and then it was run back for 2 points. Yeah. And so these kind of things happen, I think, on when you have a team like the Leonard Tigers, who clearly came in with just a whole lot of confidence. They were coming off of last week where they beat the Wolf City Wolves, who, by the way, I wish we knew how that game. Do we have that game?
We don't have that game. That is one of the couple games that we don't have.
Yeah, well, so what happened with the Wolves? I want to know. They were playing in Wolf City tonight. I thought that's what we determined whenever we were running down the scoreboard early. We said that Wolf City was going to be at home tonight against Chisholm, the Chisholm Mustangs. So surely somebody is driving right smack through KETR's listening area right now, and they're listening to this going, oh, I can't believe they don't have the Wolf City Chisholm. So if you happen to know, call us, 800-882-KETR. That's 800-882-5387, or text us at the number that we've been mentioning all night, 903-751-5145. We do like the texts, and they make it where you don't necessarily have to talk on the radio or on the live stream if you don't want to. Anyway, this Commerce Tigers at Leonard game was still fun. It was still fun to listen to. It was still fun to watch. John, Mark, and Kevin do an excellent job, obviously, of keeping it, not only keeping us informed, but also entertained. And I think that it was yet another example of that here this evening. All right, did I say I was going to do final scores, or
you did say you were going to do final scores, but we got tangented once more.
This keeps happening to us. It's late on a Friday night, guys, and we worked all week. All right, let's see. We had, by the way, there were two games that we have that we keep tabs on. Two teams that we keep tabs on who had games last night. One of those matchups was Rockwall Heath and the South Lake Carroll Dragons. Carroll beats Rockwall Heath last night, 36-35. Imagine a 36-35 game between number 3 South Lake Carroll and number 10 Rockwall Heath. Anyway, 36-35 was the final last night. And then the Savoy Cardinals, which we try to watch from time to time, they lost to a non-UIL opponent that non-UIL opponent who's not named in the record here, won over Savoy Cardinals. 52-6 was the final score. This evening, the Lovejoy Leopards really took it to the Sulphur Springs Wildcats tonight. 71-7 was the final score. Lovejoy over Sulphur Springs. Little Elm beats North Forney tonight, 63-20. Greenville falls to the Liberty Redhawks. Liberty 55, Greenville 21. Rockwall High School Yellow Jackets. The Rockwall Yellow Jackets beats Jesuit Prep tonight. That was 75-28. A lot of high-scoring, 70-plus scores this evening too. This something's in the air here in early September. I think this before it's not quite fall. The dew hasn't settled on the field or whatever. But yeah, a lot of high school. There's a lot of scoring going on, a lot of offense at these games this year. Wilson beats Sunnyvale 34-24, the final score. Out of Sunnyvale tonight, Bells was on the road at Breckenridge. They won 41-20. Bells over Breckenridge. Brock beats Community tonight 47-13. Mineola beats Wills Point 42-11 was the final. That's 42-11. Mineola over Wills Point. Mount Vernon beats Pittsburgh tonight 38-6. Callisburg beats S&S Consolidated 36-10. Gunner beats Pottsboro 51-7. I mean, 51's not 70, but it's
Yeah, it's a pretty high score.
It's a high score. Honeygrove beats Whitewright tonight 20-7 was the final. Leonard beats Commerce, as you know, 43-6. The spread there is big enough, is all I'm saying. It's big enough. But Commerce did score a touchdown, but that was when that PAT went awry. Things went sideways and stayed sideways after that. Let's see. Cattle Mills beats Bullard tonight 44-20. Bowles beats Como Picton 26-8 the final. Cooper Bulldogs, they beat the Pirates of Collinsville 47-14 tonight. Close one, Lone Oak beats Eustis 27-25. Hooks beat Winsboro 41-35. Is another close one. Let's see. Quinlan Ford beats Blue Ridge tonight 48-14 the final. Alba Golden beats Big Sandy 20-0. Rivercrest over Detroit. It was 38-6. I don't know what I was about to say, but 38-6 is what I meant. Rivercrest over Detroit. Let's see. Royce City beats White House tonight, 27-13. Salina over Paris, 35-24. Thank you to Randy, who texted that one to us as well. Also, Canton Eagles beats North Lamar Panthers tonight. It was 47-6. The final score. Canton over North Lamar. What?
Somebody in the Facebook stream, very kindly, Daniel Jones, he lets us know that the Wolf City Chisholm game tonight was canceled.
That's why we didn't have a score.
That would make sense.
And here's the other thing too. And there's video proof of this. I was here. You were there down the hall in the studio complex. John, Mark, and Kevin were in Leonard. We have video proof of all of this. That's why we didn't know.
That's true. We all have rock solid alibis.
That's how it slipped past us. We don't have eyes and ears everywhere. We have you, the listener. Thank you for letting us know about. Who was that?
That was Daniel Jones.
Daniel, thank you for letting us know on the Facebook feed. Which is still going on, by the way.
That's true.
We said Van Alstyne beat Bonham 48-7 was a final, and Farmersville. And while we're talking about these obnoxious scores, Farmersville beats A+ Academy Knights 74-0.
74-0.
Even if it's not 0, 74 is a high score.
That's a lot of points. We thought we had a high score.
If A+ Academy scores, if they score 42, right, within reason. If they score 42, it's nowhere near enough. See what I'm saying? That's just a high score. That's what I'm saying.
It's a very high score.
I don't know if Fannondale and Campbell played tonight. This was a game that we would normally. Oh, they're playing tomorrow at 11 a.m., it says. Fannondale and Campbell play tomorrow at 11 a.m. So I guess we'll be back here at 11 a.m. doing this all over again. What do you think?
Well, maybe. I think I might. My cousin's goldfish died, so gotta.
Yeah. Oh, somebody moved that Gunner Pottsboro game back over into the live section. Said that wasn't a final, 51-7, but it is. It's 0 time left in the fourth. Don't try to trick me. All right.
Don't try it.
Do you have any idea how many years we've been doing the big Friday night scoreboard? We've been doing this show, not this way, but we've been doing this show for something like 13 years. I think this is year 13.
Wow.
For the big Friday night scoreboard program. And as one day soon we'll have the alumni of this program all get together, because we have so many people who have been involved with this thing. It's been times when we have, I mean, right now there's the two of us, but there have been times when we had, people out at various games calling in live reports whenever it was, safe to go and do that. We had folks who were in the studio. We'd have 3 or 4 people here at the studio complex calling folks. This was before these various online sources would start to actually try to keep up with and compile high school sports scores. We always had Twitter, but Twitter's somewhat unreliable because, those people who use Twitter will know that Twitter is up to the users to post and to actually tweet. And so if there's no tweeting happening, if somebody goes to sleep on the job, then we don't find that information. And so there was a time whenever we'd have folks who had contacts at all these games. We'd find out who was going from the district to the game, so we could call them up on the telephone on a Friday night in the middle of the game and be like, I realize it's exciting, but could you please just tell us what the score is and how much time is left in which quarter, because we need to pass that information along to our radio listeners. And so it has been a big production. I'll say that as we've shifted away from having more and more people in studio, because a lot of the things have become where they can get done with fewer people, we are now at a point where we are pulling this information and posting it in places. We're keeping up. The scoreboard is no longer an actual gigantic 8-foot long whiteboard that actually was inside the studio. You'd be crammed to the side because of the size of this whiteboard that was in there. And we're no longer, everybody smelling the expo markers or whatever it is that we were. I'm telling you, man, we went through expo markers. We still have some in the back that are still fresh in the package that we didn't end up using, but we had bought hundreds of them because we just went through them. I mean, that was what happened on the big Friday night scoreboard program, because we were writing down. You have to write down, and we have for those who don't know, now that you're seeing into the studio from time to time, you can see it's a thing. There's a method to the madness. It's away score, home score, time left in the quarter. So it's possible to pass along, and each game gets a number. So it was possible to pass along all this information in rapid fire. So we'd say game 27, 13-6 with 2 left in the second. Or 2-2, 13-6, 2-2, and you'd know it was 13-6 with 2 minutes left in the second. You go find what game it is, away team, home team, minutes left, and which quarter that it is. And so we were able to pass information along, just writing down 4 numbers on sticky. We went through I have them because we had so many of the sticky notes like this that we would go through and then run them through, and then we'd give them to the guy who was writing on the board, or the girl, whoever was doing it, and then we'd just be throwing these stickers, and they'd go in there and just write it up as fast as they could, so that whoever's sitting in the chair that you're in could just look up at the board and start sharing the score. So that was such a neat sort of beginning of the program more than a decade ago, and here we are now doing everything online. What?
Paperless.
Yeah. Look at us, just
typing away, click-clackety on our keyboards.
We're evolving. What is happening?
We're streaming TV now.
That's right.
I mean, this is leaps and bounds for the big Friday night scoreboard program over the past decade.
More than
plus.
A decade. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, decade plus is a great way to say it. All right, man, what's all yours, I think, here on the big scoreboard?
The big Friday night scoreboard program, just quick recap. Leonard Tigers over the Commerce Tigers, 43-6. Lots of other final scores gone over the night. It was a little bit of a rough game for the Commerce Tigers, a little bit dirty. We had some injuries and a lot of blood, sweat, and tears went into this one, but unfortunately the Commerce Tigers couldn't pull it out. Right now, at the KETR Sports Center in Commerce, Texas. It's 80 degrees and clear. Warming up tomorrow, about 96 as the high, partly cloudy. Cooling off a little bit for the rest of the week's highs in the mid to low 90s, and no rain in the forecast. So be sure to stay tuned. It's your station, 88.9 KETR. For Jared Knight, I've been Ryan Fulkerson, and this is the Big Friday Night Scoreboard program. Thanks for listening.